Right then. I think I'm ready. Okay, let's do this. Hello, folks, calls. Come on, restream. Oh, is it catching up? We'll see. It's become the start of every show, hasn't it? Hello, folks. It is the Mel. Rumours of my death have been greatly exaggerated, but I was damn bloody close. Right, let me fix the chat. Come on, you. Oh, there we go. Oh. Will questions be open for use? Yeah, I'll open the question doc in a minute, mate. Oh, it is Thursday, 7:30 UK time. My UK tour, my world tour has flown me back from Asia yesterday morning, and I am back in the UK. Taking the set with us. Right, I'm going to shout out my Facebookers and Twitchers mainly because they get missed in the crowd. Hiya David, hiya Gornsey. I see Insane, Pagan, Max, Tam. The gang's all here. Joanne, Quintons, Mark, Duncan. And loads of other people. Hiya Boyd. Right, B Mozza. Oh, right. I've been in a rough bloody place watch for these past sort of 48 hours. Those of you who follow on the Facebook will know that I came down with concrud. Yeah, at the same time I came down with a bad back from literally sitting in this chair for hours upon hours, doing emails, comments, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so Mel is suffering a little bit. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm shuffling my hot water bottle. Hey up, Hacker Looney. Pledges so far today, $7,231. We're actually close to stretch goal. It's kind of getting unbelievable, you know what I mean? Keep going up. What are we off stretch goal? We are 3,700. Up, down, up, down. Up again. Yeah, 3,700. That's half, roughly half of what we've done today so far. That's bizarre. It's wonderful, in all honesty. It's wonderful. I'm starting to get a little... I should be confident, but I'm starting to get a little bit more confident we're definitely going to get those pages. And we've got a bit of a treat coming for you. Yeah, when we do the announcement, me and Dave and Jace have been talking, and we battered some ideas around, and I'm not allowed. It's not that I'm not allowed to say, but I can't remember when we were talking, yeah, whether I can tell you what the freebie for all the backers is. I know it's been announced when we hit the update, but I can't remember if we had a conversation where we said, yeah, we'll let people know in the live show. Right, next job I'm going to do is nice and early. I'm going to open the question and answers doc. Yeah, now questions during this show, they can be terrain related, they can be Kickstarter related, book related, and they can also just be personal questions. Not too personal, you know what I mean. But if you just want to ask questions, that sort of stuff, feel free. The situation at home at the moment is quite simple. Yeah, the kids are staying at my mum's tonight. Kez is working. Now, Kez normally finishes about 10 o'clock at night, but the place that she's working at has her working ridiculous hours at the moment, and so she didn't get in until midnight yesterday, and she's expecting the same tonight. So technically, assuming the voice, the body, and the mind and the spirit can keep going, as long as you don't mind me having the occasional like 5-minute or just off-camera break to sort of like, you know, readjust, fill the brew and all that sort of stuff. I can't see why we can't just keep going. Yeah, if you're up for it. No, Dave will have to hurt you. I'll distract him with penguin bars. Right, delete all the previous responses. Yeah, it is now, what you call it, accepting responses. Right, the Google Doc is open. If you've got any questions, you don't need to be logged into anything. The link is down below in the description. All you need to do is jump down there, jump onto the page, enter your username, what platform you're on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook or Twitch. Yeah, and just enter your question in there, guys. Yeah, I'll jump on those as they start to build up, so we'll keep an eye on those. Yeah, also down below, obviously, I'm guessing every single one of you are and know about what we're talking about, but there is the link to the Kickstarter if you've not jumped on. Oh, double whiskey should sort your ailment, Mel. Do you know what? I'd love to, mate. Yeah, to be perfectly honest. And I know it would, but actually, I'm not responsible for kids. No, you can't have a vodka on a live stream. You've had painkillers. That would not be a good mix. You know what I mean? Also, I don't particularly like the idea of drinking on a live stream. Doesn't seem appropriate. Oh, people are talking about the top secret one. I backed the... Oh, James, what do you call it? James, evening all. Pleased to say I backed the Tome of Knowledge today. Thank you, buddy. Wait until Sunday night. Why? Well, what's happening Sunday night? Well, apart from my final party, but strike in hand. Did I hear something about a freebie? What did I miss? Right. Dave. No, I'm not going to bother him now. I know Dave's got naffy Wi-Fi, and if I do this on him, I sort of like asking him questions while we're live. Yeah, it puts him on undue pressure. You know what I mean? That's not a nice move. No, guys, we have got a freebie coming for all backers. Yeah, as part of a thank you. Yeah, we've been banding it about. I can't tell you what it is. It will be announced in the update. If we hit the update during the show, then I can. Yeah, because it's declassified. Yeah, you know, it's public domain. But I can't do that, and I can't sort of pressurise him on a live show because it's a dick move, you know what I mean? Right. We've got, oh God, Facebookers. We've got 20 of you watching on Facebook. Now that's got to be a record, so give us a shout out. Let's shout you out. I've never seen that many. So come on, jump in the comments and just say hi. Oh, 2 have jumped off. Every time I do that. Right, I'm going to wait for the Facebookers. What time UK tomorrow is the live stream? Ooh, can someone work that out for me? The information for the US show that we're doing tomorrow night, which will be, I think it's starting either midnight or 1 AM UK time. I'm not 100% sure. I needed to nail that down. Okay, GIFs are on Facebook. John's on Facebook. Jort's on Facebook. They're the first 3. Jiff, John and Jort. Hello, the 3 amigos. Dave, Lewis, Robert. Hello, guys. I like the idea that we're reaching out to multiple streams, you know what I mean? Right, I believe the UK time for Friday night is 1:30 AM. Oh, Mel's going to need a sleep before that one. I thought it was about midnight. Yeah, we can love peer pressure. Yeah, you can. We love peer pressure. No, can't do that. To be perfectly honest, yeah, I've got to give Dave a shout out. Yeah, Dave's a very professional guy, you know, and he's worked in this industry for ages. Because of who I am, what I do, and also, you know, some other factors, I'm not the most professional of person. Yeah, and Dave's handled that incredibly well, you know, incredibly well. And he's had my back in more ways than one, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he's kept me true, you know what I mean? He's kept me on course. I've kept him on course. He's had my back when I've been out during that trip when we were coming back, when I was coming back from the States and everything was going to absolute poo. Yeah, and he had my back then. I mean, he even had my back in a fight. Yeah, I'm not joking. At Adepticon, yeah, I think it was the first proper morning. Yeah, so the Thursday, I was going around filming the rooms, and there was this Swedish guy there, and he was mullered. He was absolutely monstered. Yeah, and he call it. And he comes up to me, and because it was hot, I got my top off, and you know I'm a thin bloke by UK standards. Okay, by American standards, I probably don't look healthy at all. Yeah, and so he come up to me, and he absolutely drunk. Yeah, he staggers straight up to me. Yeah, and he goes, "Are you a heroin addict?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, and just calling me something like that got my back right up. I mean, you know, normally I'm a really temperate guy, but you know, that one thing, yeah, got my back. And then he turned around and he goes, "Have you killed anyone?" Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, as a veteran, that's not a question you ask a veteran. I don't think he knew I was a veteran, but you don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I genuinely thought, hey, up, this is going to turn to trouble. Yeah. And Dave was by my side. I mean, he's a civvy. He's a short little bloke. You know what I mean? Yeah? I mean, actually, he's an Aussie. They're a bit rum, those Aussies. And he spent time in America. They don't shy away from a challenge. But seriously, you know, he was by my side. You know, Dave, so I'm not going to peer pressure the guy. You know, He's helped me become a better man. Or, no, he hasn't. He's helped me become the man I was. Kept me on path. Helped me realise, you know. Oh, I'm getting sentimental now, aren't I? Listen, I'm not going to reveal what the freebie is because it's a dick move. Apologies for the language. Yeah, I'm not doing that on Dave because he's my oppo. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jace, just a quick one. I need to give a big shout out to Jace. But he's had my back on this as well, the whole way through. You know what I mean? And not just that, I think with Jace, it's been a little unsettling for him. Yeah? And not in a bad... Well, actually, I don't know, because we haven't had time to actually decompress, you know what I mean, as friends. Because Jace is a really good friend. He's a family friend. Yeah, but Jace was with me and Jace saw, you know, the nervousness and anxiety and the problems and the doubts far more than any of you lot did, because he was my friend in the studio when, you know, the guy I talked to, like I talked to Kez. Yeah. But he wasn't with me as I was like an Adepticon, and I went through that change and that sort of stuff. And I've come back as, you know, as perhaps someone he doesn't recognise as much. And so, you know, Jace, thank you. Still me. Just better me. Right. Is he in? Is Jace Green in? Hello, buddy. I didn't even see you there. Oh, now I'm getting all embarrassed. Jace, as soon as this is done, mate. Monday, what you doing? Just come up to the house. Let's sit down. Yeah, chill a bit. Right, okay. Whew. Right, final awesome shout out, because I've shouted out Dave, yeah, for being an awesome bloke. I've shouted out Jace for being an awesome bloke. Yeah, I've shouted out on Facebook Kez for being an awesome woman, yeah, who on my 19th wedding anniversary, was it that, not yesterday, day before I think, maybe the day before that, not sure. Yeah, on my 19th wedding anniversary, told me it was my wedding anniversary at the end of the day, yeah, and then started learning Premiere so she could help me edit up the salute footage, yeah, and then even last night, I mean, she got in at midnight after doing like 10 hours in the lab, okay, and she laid me down on the bed, and this ain't being naughty, because trust me, I was in no fit state for anything like that, yeah, but she rubbed my back and she helped me get better, yeah, even though she was knackered. Yeah, so shout out to my Kez, and I can't wait to see you, because I know you ain't watching this, baby, but maybe one of the lot of your business does. They watch me during their breaks. Yeah, awesome woman, love you, baby. I'll see you when you get home later. In the meantime, I'm hanging with my other friends. Yeah, people are chatting. I'm going to jump in the comments in a minute. Final shout out I want to give to, yeah, is my kids. Yeah. Yesterday I was proper broke. If anyone saw the Australian sort of Asia stream, World Tour stream, yeah, I was in a bad way. My back was in bits, my throat was tore up, I was flued up. I think I got concrud. And that's where when you go to conventions, meet loads of new people and pick up like little variants of the flu and stuff like that, ones you're not quite used to. It's a bit like when your kids go back to school, you know, and they bring the lurgy back with them every September. Yeah, but I ended up with that, and I struggled through the day, sleeping a couple of hours, waking up, trying to like keep up with Dave, keep up with like, you know, what's going on with the Kickstarter and that sort of stuff. And then I'd done the school run, yeah, and I got home and we'd done the shopping. On the way to the shopping, I'd just given the kids the list of what we needed. Yeah, and I just sort of leaned against one of the walls in the shop while they nipped around the shop and picked up the bits. We got home and it was just like, right, just leave the shop in there. I'll put it away in a little while. And what you call it, I just, you know, Dad just needs to lay down on the sofa because my back's aching from driving. Yeah. And so, you know, I sat down, lay down on the sofa, yeah, and I was feverish, yeah, I know I was feverish because Willow came along and put a hand on me, on my forehead and went, "You're really hot, Dad." Yeah, and I just said, "I'll be fine, darling, Dad just needs to rest his back." Yeah, and so I lay down, yeah, then I woke up 2 hours later, yeah, I woke up under a duvet where one of them had covered me up in a duvet, yeah, not just that, I woke up to my lad telling me that tea was ready. Okay, now, Willow is 11, Corbin is 13. Between the two of them, yeah, they'd covered me over, watched over me, yeah. They'd made tea. We had sausage, chips and beans, yeah. So they'd cooked tea, yeah. Corbin had gone out and he'd mowed the front two lawns. I mean, I've been trying to get him on do those damn lawns since February, and to be truthful, it was sort of grating my gears. Yeah, and he'd actually gone out in between and mowed the lawns. Yeah, and then they woke me up. Yeah, gave me my tea. Yeah, sat me down in the kitchen, gave me my tea. Yeah, and they sat over me and did that parent thing where they wouldn't let me leave the table until I'd finished at least 2 sausages. Yeah, most of my chips, and I'd had a go at my beans. I mean, literally. Yeah, and because I was that fatigued and that knackered, I just couldn't argue. So I did, like a little child. Yeah, and after that, they sorted themselves out. They got their uniform squared away. They sorted their own baths while I just sat on the sofa, and they came down, done this. Is there anything else we need to do? And I was just like, oh, the letter's signed. Have we got any paperwork for school and that sort of stuff? So I want to give a massive shout out to my kids as well. I know they're not going to watch this. Yeah, but maybe in 10 years, someone will find it and one of their mates and show it to them. Thank you, kids. Thanks for looking after Dad. There you go. That's my shout out. Now, we do have to also shout out, we do have to also shout out traders. Today's traders. Yeah. Oh, that's better. Right, that was a long one. Oh, right, where are we at? Let me have a look how many questions we've got. Let me just adjust my hot water bottle. Right, I've only got 2 questions so far. Oh. One's terrain, one's politics. But relevant politics, so I'll talk about that. In fact, let's talk about that now. In fact, no. Oh, you see, this is what happens when you mention politics on the channel. Okay, right. Max is asking, Mel, I've been doing a deep into Article 13 and its effects and even read upload filters. There's this thing going around called Article 13. It's from the EU Commission. Yeah, regulations over copyright and things like that. But it's badly written, and it is badly written, and it's going to have effects. Even YouTube has been doing videos, yeah, saying, look, you need to be aware and talk to your MEPs, your members of the European Parliament, and get this out, because this is not going to be sensible. Yeah. All I'm going to say on it is I ain't doing politics. I ain't doing politics right now. Yeah. But I don't support Article 13. Yeah, if you want to find out about it, if you want to help prevent Article 13, yeah, then just Google Article 13 or stick it into YouTube. You'll find tons of videos on it. Yeah, luckily, Article 13, fingers crossed, won't hit me that badly, because I've always been incredibly cautious about copyright and things like that anyway. So I'm actually in a good position from Article 13. Yeah. The only other side is, you know, if it hits YouTube too badly, YouTube may just pull out of the European market, which would hit me badly. So go check it out. Right, that's that question. Right, the next one's a terrain one. We'll do that in a minute. Let's jump into these comments. Right, where are we first? Because I want to tell you what the freebie is. Okay. We are 22 away from 4,000 combat backers. I can't ask you lot, you've already backed. But give it a share. Although we should talk about add-ons. We should. Remind me later. Max is saying, Mel, the article targets streaming services, not users. Yes, it does, Max. And if a streaming service has got a choice between taking down someone's content within a very small time frame or getting hit with a hefty fine, yeah, they're going to err on the side of caution, and any report will mean a video will be taken down, which means someone who didn't like my channel, yeah, could make a report the moment a video goes up, and rather than pay the fine, YouTube will take it down. Should it, that many people report or fines be that heavy, it might be just easier for YouTube to switch off services to Europe, yeah, which means my channel disappears. Yeah, Article 13 is a big issue, mate. Trust me. Right, that's enough on Article 13. Right, we are 22 away from 4,000 backers. Let's see what we do this show. I know I can't ask you lot to back because you've already probably backed. Yeah, it's telling me that we have, across the platforms, about 100 people watching. Hello, folks, calls. We need some questions, please. I've only got one terrain question so far. Make that 21 away. Be right back, Mel. Gonna pledge. That's John on Facebook. Thank you, buddy. Yes, many of the other channels are doing a great job of promoting and discussing the Kickstarter. Kat saying, listen, I could do with some help with tracking the YouTube ones down. Yeah, I'm doing reasonable on the Facebook ones, and people are telling me about forum ones, but other than Black Magic Craft and Terrainaholic, I'm struggling, and obviously Luke APS, I'm struggling to find anyone who's actually shouted me out on YouTube, but I'm sure there are smaller creators that have. So if you know of any, jump on my Facebook post, yeah, and just add them into the comments there so I can know about them. Cat saying, terrain folk are a great community. No backbiting. They're helpful to each other, with their goal is just to build the community. It's true. And I think there's a reason about that, an actual, a solid reason. And let me explain. Yeah. When you build terrain, what you're essentially doing is you're enabling, yeah, other people to enjoy themselves. Yeah, you always see... I'm always surprised by how often, yeah, terrain builders aren't building terrain for themselves. They're often building it for a club, or they might be building it for them and a mate to play on, but they're trying to make it good for their mate more than them. Yeah, I mean, I've met loads of terrain builders who just make it for other people. You know what I mean? And I don't mean commissions, but for like just to help other people play. And that's a specific type of character. You know what I mean? It's somewhat, it's like, I call it the DM gene. You know, the Dungeon Master gene. Yeah, not the DMG, yeah, but the Dungeon Master gene. And it's what you call it, it's that thing where you put the effort in, yeah, for others to enjoy themselves. And off the back of that, Yeah, that's what you get your reward from. There's a what you call it? I can't remember the hormone. It's an actual biological process. You know, that doing selfless acts, you actually get a hormonal response. It's a community building, a survival mechanism. It's not dopamine. No. Not endorphins. I think it may be serotonin. But to be truthful, yeah, I am still a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, unfuzzy Mel would remember. Game Trade Media is super promoting the Kickstarter. Oh, Kat, throw them in the comments on Facebook, because I have missed those out and I shouldn't. Because I know obviously it's Dave's watch, it's the channel Dave's on. So we're basically mothers at heart. Yeah, Tim, we are. Yeah, it's oxytocin. You reckon it's oxytocin? Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, that's why we're such a great community. I mean, I look at the Terrainiacs group. Yeah. And, you know, you get nothing but love and support in there. I mean, compared when you look at other demographics within, not just our gaming community, but within, like, you know, modern hobbies. I mean, I would say once you get into, like, the competitive gaming, yeah, it gets a little bit worse. If you move on into, like, digital gaming and stuff like that, the community is a whole different community. I'm not saying they're not supportive, yeah, but I don't want to smear them, you know what I mean? But it's a different vibe to the communities we have. Jay Screen has just sent me a mini novella via the Google form. Please read it out for me if you would. I wonder if Jace is a backer. Have you backed yet, Jace? Have you backed my book? I wonder if Jace is thinking he's getting a copy. I'll just give him a copy. To be truthful, he deserves a pallet load. Right. Tablecrafters United, mini painting a Maniac Discord, avoiding sharing your Kickstarter since the beginning. Paul, whack it on the Facebook post, mate. I'm not going to be able to track the comments during a live stream yet, so just whack it on the Facebook post, because if it's on there, I've got them. I want to make sure we're doing a big shout out for those guys, what you call it, you know, through the campaign on the last day. And, you know, I'm keeping track in case they need me in the future. New follow on what you call it. Welcome aboard, bud. Glenn saying, yeah, just joined the Terrainiacs. Really great space and people. Do you know what? I've only had to actually ban probably 5 people in the 3 years of doing it. I mean, I've had to ban spammers, you know what I mean? But there's only been actually like 5 toxic things. Yeah. In fact, no. It's less than that, because I remember what you call it, 2 guys having a massive argument over whether PVA was a good glue. And I was just, guys, come on, it's like it's like 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I'm with Kez trying to watch a film. Yeah? Don't forget, yeah, the environment affects it. You could have different brands of PVA. What works for you might not work for the other. Yeah, and they're just like, oh, yeah. They shook hands and just got on. Oh, it's Tamsin's birthday. Happy birthday to Tam. Happy birthday to Tam. Happy birthday, dear Tam. Happy birthday, dear Tam. Welcome to the crew on Twitch. Hey, Tim. I never got to a chance to show you Ragnarok at Adepticon. I saw it, and I saw the book at Salute, mate. That's a shiny book. Yeah? I was flying too fast at Adepticon. Yeah, you should have grabbed me, mate. Seriously. Next year, eh? Right, we are slowly creeping towards our goal. Right, I need to do a few more shout-outs right now. Yeah, then we are going to tackle... I've only got... I've still only got one terrain question, so you're going to have to step it up. Come on, guys. Tim was saying I was helping out at the booth all weekend, so I was super busy too. I remember seeing it as I flew past, and I remember you were busy as hell. Pagan Shredhead saying, demonetized, copy strike. Don't tell me happy birthday is what you call it. It's copyrighted. I've just gone into a big spiel about how cautious I am over copyrighted stuff, and I've nailed my channel when I've got a strike because thinking, Tam, happy birthday. Papa's hosting me again on my Twitch channel. I need to get properly into Twitch. Someone just told me that Tabletop Crafters Discord got a shout out. So of course I have to pop in. Didn't even realise you were live. Nice one, Ryan. Do me a favour, post it on my Facebook post so I don't lose those. Or can someone who's got my Facebook post open just take that information and throw it in a comment on my latest post, please? I have a long weekend of painting and packing my next etch of railway nameplates, so a lot of hours. Hope to catch some tomorrow's stream. No worries, Mozza. If you're canning out, mate, you can out, dude. You have been awesome this campaign. Thoughts on easy ways to represent barbed wire overgrown with vegetation? Depends, mate. Are you talking about creepers creeping round the barbed wire emplacements, or are you talking like bush and shrub growth that's grown up? I mean, I've seen some wonderful pictures of like bikes chained to trees by soldiers who've gone to war, you know, leaving their bike safe, and they've never come back to get them, and the bike's grown into the tree and has been carried up 6 foot. So, I mean, integrating foliage into barbed wire can be, you know... Throw that on the Google Doc, mate. Right, I need these Facebook shout-outs. Now, obviously, we have all those that came before. So, I better check when that post was. So, come on, Facebook. That was an hour ago. That was me broken. That was 19 hours ago. So 19 hours, that was post. That's definitely 19 hours since the Asia show. So these guys need shouting out. Oh, actually, no. That was yesterday at 7 o'clock. So these guys need shouting out. Okay, we've got Dark Sphere London, M3 Studios, Bud's Blast Markers and Wargaming Accessories, Tiny Plastic Spaceman, Terrainaholic, my mate Bill. Yeah, the Sleeping Dragon Hobby Shop, the South London Warlords and Salute, Warlord Games. Thank you, guys. Yeah. I discovered on a comment on Facebook, yeah, by one of the staff at Warlord Games America, that when he joined the team there, he was directed to watch my videos. Now, he used the word directed, yeah, which implies that watching my videos is part of the staff training program at Warlord. That makes sense. Yeah, I've always wondered how it is the Warlord lads, all of them seem to know me. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm used to companies knowing me and some guys in the companies knowing me, but pretty much all the Warlord staff know me. Yeah, and I've always wondered why. If I'm part of the staff training program. Okay, massive shout out to Uncle Adam over at Tabletop Minions. He gave us a shout out. Met him at Adepticon, brilliant guy. The team over at Wargame Soldiers and Strategy, they gave us a shout out. Thank you, guys. Spiky Bits, Rob, met him at Adepticon, lovely guy. Yeah, Fiat 212, Wargamer Girl, Miranda, had a great time at Adepticon. Saw her there. No Dice, No Glory, Fine Scale Modeler Magazine. Didn't even know about that, but going to check it out. Bryn at Ocular Garrison. Joe Piddleton, is it Piddleton? I'm not sure, but Joe from Miniature Wargaming the movie. There's a premiere coming out for that soon. over in Nottingham, and I'm going to it. Yeah, so more on that coming soon. All things tabletop RPG, Anarchy Models, they do the awesome stencils, printable scenery, they're the awesome like printable scenery stuff. Yeah, Secret Weapon Ministers, my mate Mr. Justin. Yeah, Mats by Mars, my mate Mario. Imperial Terrain, they do some awesome stuff. Go check out their ball thing. That's wicked. Yeah, Spectre Miniatures and Blacksite Studios, they were teamed up at Adepticon. They were doing some lovely stuff. Big shout out to Jeremy over at Black Magic Craft. He helped us kick off this campaign. Yeah, and I didn't want him missed, so I've thrown him in as soon as the brain functioned enough to go, oh yeah. Yeah, the guys over at Phalanx Consortium, they've got an MDF, warehouse. Yeah, that was huge at Adepticon. I mean, you could play a game in it. Yeah, so go check them out. And I did find out that not only are they patrons, they're backers, so thank you guys. Fanaticus DBA Wargaming, Dutch Miniature Wargaming on Facebook, the FFG forums, the Lead Adventurers forums. Notable shout outs to Andrew Chesney. He's not really with a gaming company, he just puts it about a bit, and he gets about a bit, does our Ches. So he's been like, Ches has been great. He's been emotionally blackmailing people on his personal Facebook to shout me out, like different companies he's worked with. It's like I'm doing it in public so they can't get away from it. Yeah. Bolter and Chainsword, the users of Reddit, I will come visit you at some point. The miniature pages, yeah. I haven't been on Your Terrain sections for ages, but they are awesome. Yeah, Horror Show Minis on Twitter, Bill Castellio on Twitter. Now, that was from yesterday's update, and then from today's updates, we've just got a few more. Yeah, I need to find it. Don't kill your boss. Don't kill your voice, boss. So, we've got the Wolfglade, Mini Bits, Militia Miniatures, Blitzkrieg Commander, yeah, Pendragon Miniatures, Mountain Gremlin Games, yeah, Roll One to Explode, the Dice Heroes, Monster Fight Club. They've got a Kickstarter coming soon. It's for like hard plastic trees, yeah, and rocks. So they're hollow on the inside, but the tree canopies are basically like a cone, and they're detailed, but they're really tough, so they're really good for club terrain. And I was thinking you could spray them and flock them dead easy, and they'd look real. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. They look like your normal sort of full clomp ones. Yeah, so go check those out. Yeah, Mr. Dandy, Death Ray Designs, Austin, awesome bloke, and his MDF kits are beautiful. Yeah, I had a bit of a challenge, a bit of a wobbler post Adepticon. I mixed up, I mixed up him and Mr. Justin when I was tagging them in a Facebook post, and they became one awesome modelling person. Yeah, and then finally Pengram Scale Modelers. Now, I am sure that is not everyone, yeah? But I'm collecting as many as I can because they will not be forgotten in the future. Yeah? Funnily enough, there's a couple of companies that I've done stuff with who haven't shouted me out yet. Yeah, that I've actually got videos on my channel. And I'm quite surprised at that, but I will remember who has shouted me out, that's for sure. Right. My brew's almost gone, guys. I am nailing this. Right, let's do some comments. Questions are... Oh, we've got a few questions. So we can jump into those in a minute. Let me just... I'm going to have a quick refresh through the comments. Let's see what's got it. Bill can't find me, apparently. Based on the fact that the rest of you are talking and that sort of stuff, you can. It's great all these people are helping to support this. It certainly is, James. Thanks for the shout out. No worries, Ryan. Chris Nichols. Hello, buddy. He's from Macrocosm. What's the best use of sprues from plastic kits you've seen in a terrain piece? Rubbermate, mainly. I mean, they're good for dressing and making fascias and that sort of stuff. I've done that with them. Yeah, they're good for making stands and like, what they're called, hedgehogs. You know what I mean? For anti-tank defences. I've seen some good fences made out of them. Really depends on the sprue. Yeah, some sprues, they go with a curve. Yeah, for the demolding. Some have like almost like half a hexagon, if you know what I mean. Yeah, now the curve you can do a lot more with piping and that sort of stuff, but the half a hexagon is a bit trickier. Yeah, I think I think above all, rubbling, throw it through a meat grinder. Right. There's a few questions. We'll keep the questions to the Google Doc. Yeah. Right. Quick check. How long till Kez Zone? Where are we now? Oh. I went up 5. Oh. We're going? It's going up again. Right. Okay. What I'm going to do is, yeah, I have a shout out from what's called Jace to read. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is Mel's just going to take a quick 2-minute break. I'm going to recharge my glass. I've got to get up every so often and move around. Okay, otherwise I'm going to be in a bad state by the end of this show. Okay, so I've got to get up and I've just got to walk around for a minute or two. So what we'll do is I'll keep the audio running. I'll probably shout at you as I'm walking around, but we'll do it that way, yeah? Now what I want you guys to do in the meantime, while after I've read this statement out and I'm doing my walk around, is if any of you have asked me questions, jump on the Google Doc, jump them on, and dump them on there, yeah? Okay, let's find Jace's comment. Okay, Jace, off the back of my sort of shout-outs, can I give a shout-out too? Yeah, can I shout out to Kat and Jez for being awesome mods? Most definitely, and I endorse that fully. Yeah, watching Jez eating ice cream at Salute was hilarious though. Still need to meet Kat. One day, darling. And outstanding members of the community and just all-round decent people. Big love to you both. Yeah, too right. I endorse that fully. Can I also give a shout out to Westside, who's been sharing the campaign on Facebook almost as much as Mel and I. Thanks, buddy. He has been prolific in spreading it about as our Westie. He's good at that. Big shout out to Dave, who I feel has become a friend over the past few weeks, and a good one at that. Most definitely. He started very much a hobby friend and a business partner. Yeah, he's one of the clan now. Yeah. One of life's real quiet heroes who I find is just fun to be around. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, here we go. Finally, can I give out a shout out to Mel? No, you can't, mate. I'm going to end it there. Right, let's crack on. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to have to go for a walk around now, aren't I? Okay. Here's a top bloke who has been on a journey with the Kickstarter and as the terrain shooter over the last few years. After all the ups and downs, he is an incredible human being, a true friend, and someone I know cares about me and mine as much as he does his own. Been a pleasure to go through this amazing journey with you and by each other's sides. The journey is still ongoing, but at least we'll have fun travelling it together, brother. Too right, brother. Too right. Right, I think that is the perfect time for Mel to go and just... I'm going to keep the audio going. Yeah. In fact, no, I'm going to kill the audio. No, I better not. People will wonder where I am. Right, 2-3 minutes, guys. I'm going to wander around. I'm going to shout out. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, brother. Thank you all. Yeah, okay. Jump yourself in the Google Doc. Okay. Get those questions for me, so... Because we can't keep talking about this emotional stuff. You know what I mean? Right. Oh. There's a pleasure in moving your hot water bottle off your back. I can move. Right, let's see if I can stand up. Right, I will be back in just a moment, guys. Oh, near vertical. That's probably the best I've been in ages. Right, guys. Oh. 2 minutes, let me just make a brew. Yeah, and I will be back very shortly. Get me those questions. Oh, I need a brew. Back with the yearning, guys. Keep those questions coming. Oh, it's the return of the Mel. Hello. Oh. Just give me a sec. Right, to water bottle or not to water bottle? That is the question. To water bottle. Ah, right. You have to excuse me because I'm going to have to suck a lozenge. Yeah, as we do these. Otherwise, my throat is going to be destroyed for tomorrow night's, US show. So, yes, US viewers, yeah, I will be live in your living rooms at 7:30ish your time tomorrow. Yeah, it will be, I think it's 1:30 AM UK time. Right. Oh, you have been firing the questions across. We're getting closer. Right. Questions. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, Monica Just Will is asking on YouTube, what was your first terrain project? What's the biggest thing you've learned from it? Right, my first wargaming terrain project, because I was crafting from a very young age. I don't remember the first things I crafted, to be truthful, because I grew up in a craft shop. But the first piece of wargaming terrain I made was a plaster bandage hill over expanded polystyrene. And I didn't know how many layers of plaster bandage needed to go on it. So I think I put about 13. It was indestructible. So I've learned that one sheet is plenty. Yeah, and also it may be a good idea to have a goblin green gloss, gaming table to protect the table. But it wasn't a good idea to have a goblin green gloss hill, because that thing shone forever. But yeah, my first one was this plaster bandage hill that was just so much plaster. And I didn't even know about wetting it and smoothing it off, so it was horribly bitty. So, moving on. Jace's. Glenn's asking, hey Mal, are there any interesting gaming events in UK in October? Heading over to the UK around then would be nice to book flights so I can add some gaming to the trip. October? I don't actually know. I mean, it's normally Derby World's first weekend of October, isn't it? I think Phalanx and that sort of stuff is July. I'll pass that one over to the terrainiacs who are more knowledgeable, Glenn, and we'll see what they come up with. You should be aware it's. Then again, there's gaming cons in the UK. You'll be all right. Selwig, show in South London. Tam's saying. So SELWG, Selwig, show in South London. Right. Anthony's, following from your answer about Herculite and air bubbles, I've decided to build a vibration table. I've ordered everything except the base and the plate, as I know they have to be wood, but I'm unsure of what thickness you have to get, or any terrainiac suggestions. Got any suggestions? They don't have to be wood, mate. To be truthful, it's better if they're not. Personally, I'd just go with sheets of EPVC. You see, if you go with wood, yeah, it's actually going to reduce the vibrations. If you go with something lighter, it'll keep the vibrations to maximum. On top of that, EPVC is plastic, which means it's a lot more wipe downable for cleaning up. You know what I mean? And that's important because you're going to want your molds to be able to sit flat on your vibration table. If you don't know what a vibration table is, when you're working with molds, one of the ways to get bubbles out your molding mix while they're in the mold is to use what's something called a vibration table. And how it works is basically you have something that vibrates and they're on a base plate, and then you have basically you have a base plate, you then have two basically flexible supports, springs, bits of foam, I mean soft foam, you know what I mean? And then on top of that you have another plate with something that vibrates on it. Yeah? And then what you can do is you can put your molds on there, switch the vibrate, it vibrates and it shakes the bubbles out. Yeah, but I've found that you're better off using EPVC, yeah, than wood for a vibrating table, because the heavier the wood is, the more likely it's going to dampen down the vibration, because it's more weight for the vibration to shift, and you want as much shifting as possible. So EPVC is your best option, buddy. Yes, Dell, I did. Fred saying, for a full list of shows, check bhgs.org.uk/calendar HTML. If you just search for BHGS, yeah, Wargaming, you'll probably find the homepage and be able to find the calendar from there. That should help you, bud. Also, partisan.org.uk's got a list of events. The British Historical Games Society is BHGS. Right, moving on. George, I have a Star Wars Hoth battle map based off your battle map vids, and I want to seal it to protect against water spillage. Any ideas? Thanks for your help. You're going to struggle with that, mate. And here's the problem. Anything you seal that with to protect against water is going to reduce its flexibility. The only thing I can think of sealing it with would be a proper waterproofing from like a fabric shop. And to be perfectly honest, cards on the table, I've not done that before, so I can't really give you advice. Now, I know my cat's in the comments, and she does a lot of fabric work. Yeah, so she may know something. Yeah, but I can't give you a confident answer to protect against water spillage. It's not a factor I've reached yet whilst working through battle mats. You know what I mean? Okay, question 8 of 15. Ryan, I just say I want to make canvas, roll out battle mat, and have the top coated in Woodland Scenics flock. Any way to get it to stick and look good? I know there was a tutorial with grit once. No, mate, what do you call it? Go and have a look at my Burma board. Yeah, there's a video in my Big Burma Build playlist. Yeah, where I literally go through, and it wasn't supposed to be a tutorial, but I ended up doing it like a tutorial. But basically, I do an entire 6 foot by 4 foot canvas mat that's, you know, flocked and polished, you know, and done all the stuff on. Everything you need to know is in there, yeah, and you'll be able to run with that, buddy. So that information is in the Big Burma Build, and it's the battle mat video. I think it's number 6. Pagan Shredhead, shout out to Dice, German tabletop YouTube channel, since I have no Facebook. Right, okay, I'm guessing they've shared us. Thank you, buddy. Here's a question. How and with what would you tackle church windows with pictures in them? Oh! To be perfectly honest, the smart move on that case is to to just buy them. Yeah, go find a bit seller who's doing church windows and buy like the laser cut etching for the front and back and the acetate print. If I was going to do them myself, you're going to need to research first off on your printer. Yeah, changing the settings to printing to clear acetate. It's a different set of print settings, but most office jets, laser jets, you know, most modern printers can print. You'll have to design it up on get the right design, but not only that, figure out the translucency of it, because you don't want a completely opaque print. Yeah, you're then going to have to pick up some acetate sheets. Normally the easiest way is overhead projection sheets, if they still do them. I've still got a box of 500, so I'm fine. I don't know if they sell them anymore, or if those type of overhead projectors have just disappeared in time. Now everyone's using projectors, you know, as we know them. After that, it's just a matter of building up the front and the back, which is, if you're not going to buy laser cut bits, mate, it's etching out onto hard card, your detailing, and being very precise with the blade. Where is it, Oz? Give me 10 minutes, mate, and I'll let you out then. No, go lie down, mate. Give it 10 minutes, I'll let you out then. I've only just sat down. Don't look at me like that. I've got nothing for you. Oh no, I know that look. Right, guys, the dog's telling me that. Look, Dad, if I don't go. Yeah. Those are my suggestions on doing, church windows. Terrainiacs, jump in the comments. Yeah, let's see your things. And when I get back, we'll read through them and pick them out for them, yeah? Right, just let me go let this dog. Come on then, Oz. You better be quick, mate. Come on. Come on, Oz. Ozzy. Ow. Oz. Ozzy. Ozzy, come on. Hello, bloody dog. Well, as I said earlier, I am not the most professional of people. Right, let me get my hot water bottle in place. And let's have a look at some of these comments. When a dog's gotta go, a dog's gotta go. So true, Dan. I've done stained glass with printers and the paint you can buy at art shops to create sun catchers. Both work well. Yeah, they work well, Jace. You can get translucent stuff as well. There's stuff called gallery glass. Yeah, inks work well as well. As he has his own stream to take care of. Hey, buddy. Graham saying if you can freehand paint, you can always try painting windows with gem type paints onto laser cut clear acrylic bases. Not heard of that before. Thank you. That's another one to add to the. Give that a go list. Hope that's Oz returning, not Mel needing his toenails clipping. No, Oz needs a trim, to be truthful. He's booked in after this Kickstarter for a proper washing everything. He's going to be beautiful. He always looks sad like that. He likes the dog smell. Don't they make Fox lead glass that's applied like paint? They do, but I'm not sure if it translates well enough down to miniature. Right. Okay, where are we? Got the chat. Yeah. We're 12 backers away. 12 teammates, Oppos. Combat backer class 3. Yeah, we are 12 Watchlet friends away from Watchlet hitting 40,000. Not 40,000, 4,000. 40,000 would be a lot of book plates. 11. Thank you, whoever you were. Right. If you want a challenge, make your own church windows with acetate sheets and marker pens. How's the post Ronnie cap attack neck Mel? Actually, it's alright, Jim, to be truthful. That went off after about 24 hours, but it was bloody sore for... I teased Ronnie with his hats at Salute. And he grabbed me, but he grabbed me in such a way that just jarred my neck. And oh, for the rest of the day, it was killing me. Jez is saying a bit of ink to tint PVA. Spread it on plastic and then peel off. Great for stained glass. Damn, that's a solution. We're almost 3,000 away from goal. Right, Mark's asking, easy ways to depict World War I barbed wire that's been overgrown by vegetation. I want to show German barbed wire that was laid in the Ardennes forest in 1914, but not fought over until 1918. It had overgrown in intervening years. So you've got 4 years worth of growth there. Okay, whenever you've got growth around barbed wire, what you want to remember is barbed wire will help protect wherever's growing around it. And that can be small plants, it can be large plants, it can just be simple grass. So wherever you've got barbed wire, and this is true today as it was back then, yeah, your grass will be longer, it will be thicker, if you know what I mean, because it's been slightly protected from animals, walking through it and eating on it. So this is especially within a barbed wire area. Like a single row will have very little effect, but if you have like entanglement sections, yeah, that would have an effect, because if animals can't get in, through the barbed wire, they're not going to stomp it down and that sort of stuff. So you'll get a protected area where the foliage can grow up. Now, 4 years, you can get some decent growth on bushes, but I'm not sure it would be enough to sort of unstick the barbed wire, to be truthful. I mean, if it was trees over time, that would rip the barbed wire out of the ground, but I don't think bushes would do that. So I think it is very much a matter of integrating, 4 years worth of growth into the actual metal entanglement, but keeping it in place. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to have some sort of idea of some sort of creeper or some sort of creeper plant, ivy, something like that, whatever it is. Yeah, there's all sort of ground creepers that runs across the barbed wire. So it grows up perhaps like one of the support posts and runs out and uses the barbed wire as a support network. That'll help reinforce, the realism of it, because that's what happens. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll do you. Increase the foliage around where the barbed wire was. Have foliage within the barbed wire section that's grown. Yeah, especially little dainty flowers near really entangled areas where even small animals would struggle to get to. Yeah, and then look at some creepers along the wire. Also remember I'm not sure if the German wire was galvanized, but you would have rusting effect. That rust effect would probably affect the plant growth in some way. It might be well worth doing, plants, Google plants growing over rusted buildings or something like that, just to see if it happens, or whether the iron oxide that's in the rust affects the plant growth and acts as a stopper. Hey, Westy's in. Hello, buddy. Sweet wrappers like Quality Street cut into shapes glued for clear plastic. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you can also get craft clear acrylic, can't you? Yes, ivy brush with thorns on it. Yeah, that would work. For mass barbed wire, I used a Polaroid 3D pen and print around a wooden dowel to get a concertina effect. That's smart. I need to play with 3D pens. The barbed wire would be like a trestle for blackberries or whatever. Yeah, very much so. Run some of that wire into one side of a tree, then out the other side. That is a dramatic way of show growth of old growth of woods. Your thing is, you'd have to capture it into the bark. Yeah, it wouldn't be slap bang in the middle of the tree, but you could certainly do that. Yeah, just, you know, an unsectioned little bit. 4 years isn't much tree growth. Yeah, so it'd only be a little bit, but the idea that it's already getting sort of enveloped into the into the tree, if you know what I mean. I've seen pics of bicycle that was half inside the tree. I've seen that picture as well. It's very evocative. Marcus checking in from across the pond. Glad you're enjoying the content, bud. Oh, people are messaging me. I need to make sure this isn't my darling wife. No, it's not Kez. Westy's just back to the Kickstarter as well. Late to the game, Westy. He's a friend on Facebook and I get updates on Kickstarter when my friends back the project. Westy. I'm not going to give him grief. He's been sharing it all over. Someone sent me a what you call it? For posterity. Oh, here we go. What's this one? People have been screen capturing me. I'm going to hide his name. Yeah. But that's awesome. I was giving out whatchamacallit bars at Adepticon because I had too many and I just couldn't physically bring them all back with me. I mean, it was more than my actual luggage allowance. Yeah, but someone, yeah, has framed the whatchamacallit bar I gave them. That's brilliant. Thank you, buddy. Right, I think... Chris has done his sharing. Thank you, buddy. Right, that's enough of that. Oh. Oh. Right. So yeah, I think we've covered that barbed wire question. What do you think, guys? Later, Jim Bob. Thanks, 28. Got a golden ticket. A golden whatchamacallit. We were actually thinking with the book plates, yeah, because we're having them printed. We're thinking of like, you know, like putting a catchphrase on them, but have like a general catchphrase for pretty much all of them, yeah. Then have a limited number of one catchphrase, then perhaps one, yeah, of another catchphrase. You know what I mean? And make it a bit like a golden ticket thing. Right. Oh, with Westy's help and Chris's, we are getting to 3,992. Wait a minute, how many books is this? Okay. We've got, let's say, 2,200 people going for just the book. We've got another, say, 700 going for the book and the PDF. 2,900. Okay, we've got another 100 going for 2 books, well, 136. So if we double that up and say it's 300, that's 3,200. Then there's another 120. That's another 250 books. 3,550. That's a lot of book plates. You remember the book plate idea came much earlier in the campaign. Okay, so we aim to go to print for September. We aim to get it to fulfillment. Well, no, that's wrong. Yeah, essentially, I have to have them all done for October. End of October, September, August, July, June. Dave's going to have them printed. May. 6 months. 30 days a month. 180 days. 3,000-4,000 probably better. 20 a day? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Oh, and there's another. Right. Let's crack on. I'm about to build it. 2 secs. What's a book plate? Oh, a book plate. Right. Oh, I'll better explain that. Right. What we wanted to do was for everyone who jumps on and makes this happen and that sort of stuff, and jumps on in the back of kit and ups the print run and that sort of stuff, we wanted to basically give them something special that they wouldn't get in retail, you know, by just buying the book afterwards. And the idea was to give them a signed copy. Now, because of the way it's getting printed, the option was to fly me over to Lithuania where it's getting printed and basically sit me down for like a week or two signing every copy, yeah, before they go to the fulfillment places around the world, you know, like in Europe, in America, in Australia and that sort of stuff, to be sent out to all you guys. Yeah, there was that option, or the other option was a book plate. Now, a book plate is what they used to do in the past, yeah, and basically it's a sticker, yeah, that, you know, that can be signed to show it's a special run, the book special, yeah, and so you get the sticker with it that, you know, you can put in your book and you can show that, look, here you are, this, you know, I made this happen, you know what I mean, this is a backer's copy sort of thing, yeah, and I signed the book plates, and the reason why we went with that is because Dave can have them printed to me, yeah, and then I can ship off so many, yeah, to the different fulfillment areas, you know, companies we're using, to actually put in with the actual books and that sort of stuff for you guys to get them. So that's what a book plate is. A book plate is just an easier way of me signing the books, okay, that doesn't involve, you know, 2 weeks of being flown to a different country and just sitting signing books constantly. Not just that, physically carrying the books off a pallet, because they're not going to employ someone to pass me books. I'd have to take the books off a pallet, sit them down, sign them all, yeah, and then put them back on a pallet. Yeah, so the book plates is more a stack of stickers that just over time I can sign them, yeah, so that when you get your copy, you know, you can go, there you go, look at that. You know, it's your bragging rights. No cheap tickets for Mel. Oh, hell no. 3,336 books if I could math that correctly. You might want to get a wrist support. I'm just going to take it over time. I mean, my plan was I'd do 10 in the morning, 10 at dinner and 10 at tea. Yeah, because signing 10 sheets is not an effort in one go. And as long as I do that every single day, yeah, I'll nail through them. I mean, it'll be 100, well, near enough 100 every 3 days, 200 in a week, 800 in a month. Yeah, we'll do that. with one mad rush at the end trying to get 1,000 done because, you know, you forgot a couple of days. But we'll do that after the book's written. So you'll be hand signing on an ink stamp pad, you'll autograph. No, I'm hand signing all of these. Nice one, Westy. Right, how are we doing? Let's have a look at these questions. So we've covered the barbed wire one, I think, pretty good. I'm on 11 of 18. Orion's Business is asking, is the Kickstarter book good for a total terrain rookie like me? I'm really new at tabletop hobby in general, thanks. Yes, yeah. Look, it's approached with the idea that you have no knowledge, okay? The idea is to give you see, there's a lot in this hobby, yeah, a lot of advanced techniques that people they're wary of trying because they're seen as advanced modelling techniques, and then most of them don't even have the confidence to to build terrain itself. I've discovered this after talking to so many people, yeah, and and so the book's geared to very much cover the basics, the intermediary, and the advanced stuff, yeah, but all in a simple manner, which sort of puts it all on the same par as, look, this is just much like, look, this is how you add grass, this is how you make waves and waterfalls. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's about dropping barriers to builds, okay? So it doesn't matter where you are in the terrain building sort of sphere, yeah? This book will be pitched at you. You may look at the very first bits and go, actually, I'm pretty up to speed, Mel, but you will drop into a stage and then follow on from there. So if you're complete new, you're gonna have a headache by the time reading this book. Don't blame me for that. Yeah. If you're an advanced modeler, well, all I can say is, I'd be surprised if you didn't learn at least something new. You know what I mean? Because I'm always learning things new. Yeah. So it's pitched to everyone, but above all, it's pitched in a way to sort of make things, look, just do it. It's simple, you know. It's encouraging. Yeah, so you won't be able, anything in there that you think is awesome, the instructions are there. All you got to do is follow along. Oh. Right, so yeah, that's the book. It is geared at from novice to, I don't like using advanced, but experienced modeler. I want it to be useful for everyone. Dr. Vulcan, will you be doing ice base or water base, like standing on ice or water in the bases PDF for the new book? Yes. Easy answer. Yeah, we're doing both of those, plus a couple of other water related, because you got swamps and stuff like that. You got the encapsulation stuff, you know, so I'd like to look at that. The thing with the bases PDF, and this is an add-on, and if you don't, right, is there anyone in the chat who doesn't know about the add-ons or don't know what add-ons are? Yeah? Will there be a 3-page glamour photo? No. There'll also, with the studio upgrade, not be a 4K camera on my face. Dan's asking, how much extra for a personalised book plate? All it takes is one simple trip to visit me sometime and catch me at a con, mate, and I will personalise your book plate. Yeah, but I'm not selling my signature or a special signature. I'm not putting a price on that. If you bring your book to me, yeah, when I'm at a con or something, I will happily, yeah, write all over it. Yeah, but I ain't selling my signature like that. I had a massive wobbler over the over the idea of even charging, yeah, for my signature in the book plates. Even though the actual like micro stretch goal was just a cost thing, you know, to cover the costs of making it happen. Yeah, I had a wobbler over that, so there's no way I'm selling personalised plates. Not happening. Oh, nice one, B Mazza. Right, so with regards to the ice bases and the water bases, yes, most definitely they are in the basing PDF. The basing PDF, it's going to be worked on after I've done the book. And the reason is because once I've done all the book content and that sort of stuff, Dave's going to have a hell of a job to lay it all out, you know, put in all the charts, the colour references, all the step-by-steps, and make sure that that thumbnail relates to the right text, and, you know, checking backwards and forwards with me with I'm happy with how he's laid it out, that it meets the way I want the information to flow. You know what I mean? Especially when it gets to the build sections. The theory sections are a bit easier. Yeah, the technique sections, they'll be relatively easy for me to sort of get across, right, these are the photos and this is what in the photo I want you to emphasize. You know, this is where I want these graphics or these arrows putting. You know, when we get to the build photos, that's going to be quite a lot back and forth. I can see each page, you know, going back and forth 3 or 4 times until we narrow it down to what works visually, yeah, as from a publishing point of view, and works as a teaching thing. Yeah, so while Dave's doing all that and we've got that back and forth, yeah, I'll have stopped building, and so that's when I'm working on the basis PDF and something else, the freebie, yeah, for all backers, whether you're a $1 backer or you know, you're a full master backer class 1 with ribbons, yeah. So the basis PDF is what I'm going to be working on afterwards, yeah. So I'm going to take my time with it, enjoy it, because I've got a fair few months, yeah, to sort of lay that out, do the work, and so look, I think we said it was going to be a 20-page PDF plus. I could end up doing another 96-page book, to be perfectly honest. Well, no, I don't think. I think a 96-page book would be too much. Depends on how much I enjoy the writing. Can you imagine that? Dave, I've got another book for you. But yeah, it were basically ice, water, swamps, frozen ground, frozen hard ground, permafrost, exaggerated ice for sci-fi environments and fantasy environments, because there's realistic ice ground and then there's the stylized ice ground. Water, you're getting into quite a few, aren't you? You know what I mean? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I could quite easily do 10 pages just on water bases. Or if we really wanted, we could probably spread that out and do it over 16 pages and have some really nice, big, shiny pictures. Yeah, and because it's a PDF, yeah, we're not actually restricted by page numbers. So, now I've got to be careful about this, because obviously it's fine for me saying I'm happy to do the work, but Dave's got to lay it out. You know what I mean? And that's work for him. And, you know, there's no... Since you know, it's the same cost as like the 20-page PDF. If I suddenly decide to turn that into a 96-page PDF, yeah, it's the same cost. You know, we haven't gone through the stretch goals and that sort of stuff, so it's a hell of a lot more work for him. It's like 3 more times work, yeah, without any sort of factoring in into that for his time. So, yeah, I think what I might do is I'm going to work with the original 20, but at the same time, since the pressure's off, I'm going to ask Dave if he'll show me basic sort of layout, and I'll see if I can lay out the pages for that one. There's no way I can lay out the pages for the full book. Yeah, I mean, just the sheer workload. I know how much words and photos are going in this book. There's no way I'm going to be able to lay it out as well. That's Dave's job, you know, and that's why I've got Dave. Yeah, but with the PDF, I want to see what I can do with that one, to be truthful. But I've got to do it in such a way that I'm not taking the mick out of Dave and putting more work on his shoulders, because he's been brilliant this campaign. The freebie is a vid of Mel gopher dancing in a Melkini with a unicorn surrounded by palm trees and suburban cacti. For you, Tam. Yes. Tam's just felt a little bit sick at the back of her throat then. Yeah. Okay, just up my pledge to include the PDF as well. Yes, just so you understand, yeah, the PDF and the reference card. The reference card is like a colour chart. Yeah, so you can match your personal colours with your paint to the colours I'm using in the book without having to paint them on the pages like I do. Yeah, and so that's its purpose. They are 2 add-ons. Now the way it works is, yeah, if you want them, okay, and you want to up your pledge to to include either one or both of them, yeah, remember the freebie you'll get for free. You don't need to do anything for that. Just being a backer, you get that. Yeah, you'll be getting that. But anyway, if you want to add either of them, all you've got to do is go into Kickstarter, click the Manage My Pledge button. Don't don't change what you're pledging for, you know, where you've pledged for either the book or the PDF or, you know, 2 books or, you know, the full bang or whatever. Don't change that. Just go down to your pledge amount and add on the dollar amount that the add-ons are. Now, I'm pretty sure they're both $7, but I'm guessing Jace or someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, just add that onto your total amount, yeah, and then just, you know, basically, you know, submit. Okay, that'll just up your pledge amount. And what happens is, at the end of Kickstarter, yeah, Dave will open what's called the Pledge Manager, which is basically the shopping cart bit. Yeah, we take your pledge money, yeah, from the Kickstarter, and it goes into that backer kit, yeah, the shopping cart, and that's where you get to spend it. So you basically say, yeah, I wanted that pledge, that's where I pledged for the $45 book, and I wanted the basing PDF, which was $7. I've got $52 in there, yeah, and that's where you give us your address and all that sort of stuff, so we know where to ship your book to. So all that's handled in the backer kit. All you need to do to add the add-ons is go down, click the link below, yeah, go to where it says manage your pledge, keep the pledge levels the same, just add on the $7 or $14, yeah, for both of them, and Jason's saying add-ons are $7 each, so $7 for the chart, $7 for the basing PDF, yeah, and just add that onto your pledge amount. Now, the reason we're doing add-ons is because obviously we've been hitting goals. Add-ons is a way of saying, can we have a little bit more money, please? But doing it in a way that you get something in return. You know what I mean? Rather than, you know, just saying, right, if we do this, everyone gets this. This is a little bit where if you want to jump in and, you know, either up your pledge or you see it as useful. I mean, I got asked a load about basing. You know what I mean? Will it be included in the book? And it isn't included in the book. Okay? And so the basing PDF, actually, I'm quite happy about. Yeah, because it's like, you know me, I don't like letting people down. And so it's a way of like not letting those people down. Yeah, taking that information, but without without compromising what I planned for the Terrain Essentials book. Yeah. We're at 4,000 backers. I must stop saying backers. Right. People are up in the dollar. Right, I'm going to do a refresh. We are at 4,000 combat backers. My teammates, my family. It's still going up. I can see as you're doing the add-ons. I can see the backers isn't jumping. Yeah, but the actual total amount is just as you're throwing $7 on. I saw that. We're less than 2,500 away from hitting stretch. And I'm still going. Oh, David boy, I hope you're awake. Right, I did just get a text. Obviously, I've got family, kids. Yeah. Oh, it's my oppos. It's a management meeting. Woohoo! 4K teammates! Yes, Jace. Jace has done that because he knows I'll have been rabbiting and not looking at the comments. So he does that. Oh, that's Kez. Okay, baby. Come on soon. Right. That was Kez just letting me know that her phone's going to die. Yeah, because she's left a charger in my car. Oh, you've done it again. Loads of you are doing it. Oh, thank you. But yeah, that's the add-ons basically. We've got two add-ons. One is the I'm all over the place. Right, just to wrap up the add-ons, yeah, we've got the color reference chart. Yeah, that's so when if I say this is the right color for Rust, okay, then you can get your paint. You can paint it on this color reference chart onto the Rust, or ocean colors, or desert colors, or earth colors, or mud colors, or foliage colors. Yeah. On top of that, the card's also going to have, like, I'm decided whether I want to go with the Pantone or the hex colors or the hex reference, but basically a reference that you'll be able to get the color mixed by. So you'll be able to go into a paint shop and say, you know, I want, you know, a little tester pot of this is its code, and you'll be able to get it mixed up. So we've got that plan in place. Yeah. And then obviously we've got the basing PDF, which isn't just, it's called 50 Shades of Basing Mel Style. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit more than 50 to be truthful, or it might be, I don't know if it might be a bit less. Yeah, but I don't just want to do 50 bases and say this is how you do 50 bases. I'm starting to, the terrain tutor, because I hadn't planned the basing PDF, and the terrain tutor side of me is sort of kicking in. And it's like, well, what you actually need is, right, you need a section covering basic build theory of how you build bases, you know, from, you know, using the MDF ones because you can bevel them and make them low profile, working with the acrylic ones and what glues to work with, talking about working with the plastic ones and how to make things adhere better, yeah, and all that sort of stuff. Then you've got the actual cinematics and functionality. You know, so not only setting the scene and planning your base, you know, to work with your army and work with your terrain, but also things like, you know, planning bases to counterbalance, you know, top heavy models where, you know, they might have weight over at one extremity, which makes them, you know, sort of tipple over. So designing a base where you can use something to add weight to counterbalance that, so your bases also functionally work to make those wavy arm models with big weapons, yeah, a little bit more stable, yeah, on the playing top. So there's I was thinking there's a section on that, and then, you know, what we should do is we should actually do a little section on mini basing materials, and then obviously you've got, you know, right, let's hit the different styles. So you've got the desert styles, you've got the what you call it, the greenfield styles, you've got the urban styles, including the rubble styles and warscape styles. Then you've got a whole selection of snow, ice. We want to look at the water ones for the guys who are, you know, running around, cut up. Then off the top of that, you've got the alien ones and the fantasy ones, because they are bases, you know what I mean? I know with my terrain, I don't do much fantasy and that sort of stuff. I'm trying to cover the real, I'm trying to cover the most popular ones first, you know what I mean, with the terrain tutor, and there's still a lot to cover. So fantasy stuff is coming, it's just, we haven't got there yet. Yeah, but with the bases, I can do it. So I've got to cover the fantasy ones as well. So, yeah, might end up a few more pages. But they're the add-ons. So all you've got to do is jump onto Kickstarter, go down to manage your pledge. Yeah, you don't need to change your pledge level. Just add on $7 for the chart, $7 for the basing PDF, yeah? And remember, that amount helps us hit stretch goals, which means we get the pages for the book. Yeah, and it's gone up again. And again. I don't know how many of you are doing it, but you're jumping on, guys. We could do stretch this show. I mean, it'd be a mad one. I don't think, no, I don't think. No, because we've only done... No, we're not, because stretch is, I mean, average of $50 per backer, let's say. Yeah, we need 100 backers at least. Yeah, and we've done what so far this show? About 20, 30? So no, that's not going to happen tonight. Well, not during this show, I don't think. Although, the Americans are getting home. And they like hold my beer situations. Did you know that I put on a post about, I put on a late night post about, you know, my American friends, you know, passing my baby over to them. Yeah. And I think a few people got offended by it because a load of people jumped off the Kickstarter just after I did the post. Don't care. We're all in this together. Right. Stop looking at that. We will do 200k this show, Mel. Yeah. No, we won't. Not a chance. Like I say, what you call it? Actually, wait 1 second. Oh. I'm going to have to write it down because my head is... Five goes into 50 10 times. So that's 10. 5 goes into 20. How many 40, no, I can't. 40 times. 50. We know that pledge level, average pledge level is about 48. So if we put on, we're going to need what you call it, 55 backers. Right. We might hit stretch. Well, I don't think we're going to hit 200k. Not a chance. But we need 55 backers. Okay, and we've done in what? Let's say just under 2 hours. We've done, what did we say? We needed 22? Yeesh. I think, to be truthful, this is going to be one of those that Mel's going to sleep through. And I'll get to wake up to see Dave for what he's stealing my thunder once again. I keep sleeping through the stretch goals, even the ones that happen during the day. Yeah, I sleep through because I've been knackered. I never get a stretch. I can't make him, I can't make him not do the update. Otherwise he's going to look unprofessional. Ah. Right, so let's have a quick look at the comments. And then we'll jump back into the questions. We'll do about another 10 minutes, then I think I'm going to need to recharge the brew and recharge the hot water bottle. Oh, people are talking about copyright on 50 Shades. It's part of the lexicon. It's public domain. I saw a book called 50 Shades of Shed. And it was a book with 50 different sheds in it. Jace is saying 53.33 teammates to the next stretch goal. There is no such thing as a third of a teammate. You're either a teammate or you're not a teammate, dude. Yeah, we don't like diminish teammates. Glenn saying, woohoo, the sun's coming up. Dude, I can start the gen set and fire up the coffee machine. Mate, you're going to need to fire up the coffee machine before that. Anthony saying, post on Facebook about the Kickstarter again. Come on, people, let's hammer this. A little cheeky push. Right, so let's have a look at some questions. We still have... I'm on 13 of 18. Right, John's asking, a tough one, but how's the book coming? Any samples you can share yet? Okay, the book is, with regards to the content, and this is words only, to be truthful. All the photos and that sort of stuff have got to be done because I'm waiting for the decent... My phone is just auto-recording for some reason. Right, I'm waiting to get the decent camera kit to do the photos and that sort of stuff. But with regards to the text, everything that needs to be in the book has been bullet pointed out, slightly fleshed out. There's theory sections that are probably about 80% set there that I've worked on. That probably makes up 25% of the writing of the book. I had wanted to finalise a section, yeah, to actually be able to show you guys before, you know, we get to the end of this Kickstarter. But in all honesty, yeah, I'm struggling to work out simple maths at the minute. It won't be my best writing, and so I don't think, yeah, it's the best thing to do. That's just cards on the table. All I can say is, you know, I am a physiotherapist by trade. I have written for articles. I have written in Dave's book, and there's a section of my writing there, you know, so you can see how I think and how I write there. And I just have to say, you know, take me on faith that, you know, what I say is going to be a jam-packed full of techniques book based on what I've done in the past and how my approach to teaching you guys to raid. That is going to be the case. And it's an on-face thing, you know, and it's one of the things that, you know, I'm most amazed about by you guys, the fact that you have jumped on board, you know, and you're not asking me to prove exactly what you're getting, you know, and thank you for that. Now, also, if you would compare it to AK Interactive's diorama book, which is much more expensive, where do you see more beginner-friendly, more in-depth, or just totally different? Right. Oh, I can't even bloody lift this. The book you're talking about is this one, right? Yeah, this is AK's heavy-duty book. Yeah. If I give you a flick through, and I don't want to dismiss this book, it was given to me at Adepticon by the guys at Michigan Toy Soldiers. They're a reseller, but they specialise in stocking everyone's sort of weathering products and paints and that sort of stuff. You know, they take pride in doing, what you call it, like sort of like, if you want something weathering, they've got the stuff for it no matter which brand you want to go with. So they get the foreign ones in and stuff like that. They also had this, they'd just taken on a new line, which was really mint. Expanded, high density, extruded polystyrene, moulded medieval buildings. So they were medieval buildings, like resin casts, yeah, with the same sort of detail, but made out of extruded polystyrene, injection moulded, yeah, which was brilliant, because it means you can actually work with them. And you can cut bits off and change them and that sort of stuff if you wanted. But they're really lightweight. Yeah. So anyway, that was Michigan Toy Soldier Company. Thank you, guys. They just... And I was looking at the book. Yeah. And, you know, I asked one of the guys, you know, what the price ticket on it was. And it was like $100. And, you know, I did that sort of... Because I was on a budget at Adepticon. And it was like... I'll save it. You know, I'll come back a little bit later. Yeah, and then they just pulled me over later and just bloody gave it to me. So thank you, guys. Yeah, okay. I can't really go in and fully compare it because I haven't had time to deep delve into this. Okay. There's good information, I would say. I think my book would probably, I think because of constraint size, yeah, I think my book's probably going to be smaller pictures, yeah, or less picture content. Because, I mean, this one, I mean, it's got somewhere, it's just like, where was it? You know, I mean, to me, if they've got the page count to get away with this, but I couldn't get away with just using, you know, a whole page just to show you a picture. So to compare the books, yeah, I would say mine's going to be more wordy, yeah, and less picturey, but that's because theirs is a bigger book and they can fit more bigger pictures in. Techniques wise, probably on par with what they're teaching, but I can't really comment because I haven't read it, you know what I mean? But looking at the level of the detail, yeah, we'll be covering this level of detail with the realistic stuff, which is the final stuff. So yeah, I can say that. But mine will be more suited to bringing in from lower levels as well. Because this is a diorama book specifically, whereas mine's geared to Wargames terrain. So yeah, that's the best I can say on that one, mate. Oh, God. No, I can't lift that up. I'm going to have to put it down there. Right. looking at it after that flick through, because to be truthful, I haven't really had a decent look at it. It does look like a good book. So, right. To answer you, more beginner friendly, more in depth, or just totally different? I think to answer it in comparison to that book, yeah, taking aside the publication restrictions I have because I've got less of a page count, yeah, I think mine's going to be more beginner friendly, yeah, probably more in depth technique wise. Yeah, but to that level of detail towards the end of it. Yeah. I've got to factor, I mean, in that book, they've factored nothing about how terrain works with war games and planning terrain and modular terrain and scales and all those sort of things. Yeah. So there's that side of it as well. Yeah, where, you know, my book is kilted towards terrain essentials, war games terrain essentials. Right. I think that's the best way of answering that question. Okay. Right. Joe's asking, I want to build World War II Pacific Island bunkers for bolt action. How would you create palm tree logs? I use a, plant we've got in the garden called, I think it's a black-eyed Susan or something like that. But if you go to the Let's Make playlist, yeah, there's a log bunker tutorial in there that shows exactly how I made World War II Pacific Island bunkers for bolt action, because that's the theatre I play in bolt action. So I've done it. Yeah, there's a whole tutorial start to finish on it, including the log bit. Yeah, so that's the Let's Make playlist. Okay, and just look for Let's Make log bunkers. Right. Question 15 of 19. Bloody concrud. Sniffing. Ah. Right, okay, Delboy's saying, I pledged for the 25 PDF. How much more to pledge to get the extra pages on the PDF? Right, there isn't so much extra pages on the PDF. I'm just saying I might go down that route, mate. What I'd do is, if you want to pledge extra, pick up a pick up a card or something like that, mate. You don't have to, I don't think you have to get the book to have access to the add-ons. Oh, this is disgusting, isn't it? Delboy, I'm not sure on that. Save that question for, or ask that question on one of my Facebook posts, or ask it on the actual Kickstarter. Yeah, because I'm not sure, yeah, about if you're a PDF pledger and the add-ons. I'm sure it won't be a problem shipping them and that sort of stuff. It'll be factored in, you know, shipping them without the book. Yeah, but I do not want to give an answer that I can't be 100% sure on. Yeah, but my default option is, if you want to help, you know, just add the add-ons on, mate. But I'd hold until we get clarification that, yeah, you can go for add-ons if you're just a PDF pledger. In fact, I'm going to ring Dave because I need clarification on that right now. I think it's the case, but I want to be 100% sure. Come on, Davey boy. I know his Wi-Fi in his room is dogs. I was struggling to get him earlier. No, he's not answering. So I can't get him. Let me just confirm. Right. He'll pick that up as soon as he can. Gaming terrain has to be tougher than some diorama techniques allow. Yeah, that's very true. You know what I mean? There's a balance thing about it all. So, you know, when it comes to the techniques shown, they factor that in. You know, you can still get away with some quite delicate stuff with wargaming terrain, to be truthful. But what you have to do is sort of protect it. So, for example, yeah, you could have like a ruined cottage in a World War II section and have it in such a way that it has sort of an inward facing corner. So you've got the front of the cottage, you've got a slight extension, you've got an inward facing corner, and therefore you could put quite a delicate tree in that corner. Yeah, because you know it's protected. Yeah, because the walls will protect it from getting smacked in gameplay and getting broken. So there's stuff like that in the book as well. So the delicate diorama techniques do fit into wargaming. Yeah, we just have to angle it differently. Yeah, so that they don't sort of scupper the functionality and the durability we need from our wargaming terrain. Right, I have what looks like 4 more questions to go. Have I seen the new Addams Family film trailer? Red Green is asking. No, mate. Oh, this is my Jace. Hey, mate, we are live. Yeah. For the basing guide PDF add-on. Yeah. Any level. Right. As long as you're a backer of any sort, you've got available to that. Okay. For the reference card, it's for anybody who has a physical book or the 2 pledge. You can get access to the reference card for $7. Right, no worries at all. Right. Cheers, bud. Ta. Right, so if you're a PDF backer or not a physical book backer, yeah, you can go for the PDF basing guide. Yeah, but we're not shipping the individual cards, so you can't jump on as a PDF backer and back the card, okay, because that's a physical item. That'll need sending out with books in fulfillment, and I imagine it's just too complicated just to send out a card. So if you want to help and add the add-ons, yeah, PDF, yeah, go for the PDF basing guide. Yeah, if you're a physical book backer, you can go for either the card or the PDF basing guide as add-ons, or both. Okay, guys? Right, nice one. Oh. Right. Right, let me check the comments. People have just upped for the card. Right, there's a lot of people chatting to me. There's a lot of people chatting. At the moment, it looks like you're getting $1,000 an hour. Oh boy, we could do this. I am not getting into politics, Dan. Let's not go there. Right, okay. Got the chat, got the questions. Let me do a quick refresh, find out where we are. What is that? We are on mission. Oh boy. Oh boy. We are essentially what do you reckon? 42 away? No, it keeps going up. Someone's just jumped on for both of them, or a couple of people have. Right, I need to recharge the hot water bottle. I need to recharge the glass. We've got a few more questions, so I think what you're going to need to do is do your, what shall it, sort of stop me up with questions. Yeah, remember, questions can be, if you want to ask questions about what it's like being the terrain tutor as a job, or anything like that, You know, I don't mind those sort of questions. Yeah, in fact, let's do it. Next set of questions, unless you specifically got a terrain question, because I'm going to... Kez isn't home yet. It looks like she's not going to be home for an hour or two, so I want to put at least another hour into this. Yeah, we'll see how close we can get to that goal. But in the meantime, yeah, if you want to ask any terrain questions, ask them away. Yeah, but if you also want to ask any questions what it's like being the terrain tutor or being on this Kickstarter, you know what I mean? I'm well up for those as well. Right, guys, I am going to mute it this time. Yeah, because I feel like an idiot shouting at you from the kitchen. Just let people know that I will be back real soon. Have I got to be right back? I don't think I've got to be right back, sort of. I should have sorted that. Right, I will be back really soon. Yeah, just let me recharge my mug, recharge myself, recharge my hot water bottle, and we'll take this on and see what we can do, eh, guys? And that's better. Oh, right. I just need to message Dave, let him know that I don't need that info urgently because Jace rang me. Sorted, Jace checked. There we go. Right. Oh. Oh. Right. Where are we? Starting our into our third hour of the show. Yeah, we've officially broken through the 20. We're officially less than 2K now. And it's still going up. Right. Let's not look at that for a time. Right. Restream. I was caught like a rabbit in the headlights last week. You were? During the first week? You were? Tell you what. This has been a hell of a ride for me. Right. Oh, we've got a load more questions. Right, Stuart, this is a terrain one, yeah? Thanks for all the guides and inspiration so far. New to terrain making and getting better and better thanks to you. No worries, buddy. Finally, I have a gaming table I'm proud of. Yeah, I can't find extruded polystyrene, pink or blue foam in my local building stores. Any tips on UK-based suppliers? Preferably not bulk, unless that's the only way to get it. Right, there's bluefoam.co.uk. They do offcuts. Yeah, so you can get like chunks off them pretty cheaply. There's Craft Foam, which is the craft division of Panel Systems Limited. You can buy sheets up to 2-inch thick off them, but they're only 2 foot by 2 foot sheets. You can get thicker ones as well. Yeah. On top of that, there's Pro Warm Insulation, and they do 10mm sheets for underfloor insulation. And off the top of my head, they're pretty much the 3 places I'm getting mine from at the minute. Yeah, the old Eco Spaceboard stuff, they don't stock that anymore. There is another variant that's around, but it's got like a concrete skim on one side, which isn't ideal. But yeah, Pro Warm Insulation, Craft Foam / Panel Systems, or bluefoam.co.uk. Friends of General Haig, lovely table at Salute. Hey Mel, deciduous trees in winter, i.e. no foliage, leaves on the branches. Have tried sea moss glued to wire armatures, looks okay but very fragile. Any other ideas how to make it robust for clumsy gamers or alternatives to sea moss? To be truthful, your only real hope is to hard coat the sea moss, mate. Yeah, and that's essentially dipping it in a thin resin, yeah, or a varnish. Yeah, and then spray it with a matte varnish afterwards. It does thicken it up a little, okay, and it can be a bit messy, but it is the only way you can sort of firm it up. It will not be perfect. The fact of the matter is you're trying to replicate very, very delicate armatures on wargaming terrain with, as we said, clumsy gamers. And this sort of reflects to the conversation we had earlier about, you know, hiding things. Now, if you want to make a wood of them, you're going to have challenges, you know, that they're going to get hit. So reinforcing the dried sea moss, yeah, with either a resin dip or or a varnish dip, yeah. I don't think spray varnish would be enough, to be perfectly honest. I think you're going to need to look at a polyurethane dip, a clear one, obviously. Right, that would be my suggestion on that. The Dan mod for a minute is what you're saying. Let me know if you want to borrow some studio grade flash for the photos, Mel. Hell, I'll even deliver it to you to Stoke. Proud to be part of the team. Thank you, buddy. I might be hitting you up for advice. I might pull together a group of like photography people. Dave, because he's got you know, he's got a bit of a background in it, has been helping me. I got some excellent advice from the Warhammer Community TV guys. Yeah, one of those guys spent a good 10 minutes talking me through the different kit they use and what cameras to look at. And he let me like literally make a list of brands and models to go check out, and you know, kit and like videos to go look at. So massive shout out to the Warhammer Community TV guys. Yeah. Massive shout out to my unnamed friend at GW, who's part of the management team there, who was my fresh air break buddy, who made that possible. Thanks, bud. Yeah, that does not mean that I'm in any way in bed with Games Workshop, by the way, guys. Yeah, just want to make that clear, and there's no plans of me doing anything with Games Workshop. Just while I was at Adepticon, I managed to hang with one of their managers, and when I said that was one of my problems, he managed to fix me up with a good chat with their technical guys, and they were happy, you know, happy to help. So yeah, with regards to photography, yes, it is something I need to set up. My current thinking, yeah, is obviously as part of the Kickstarter we're getting a studio upgrade. As the Kickstarter's done so well, I'll be upgrading, you know, my cameras to 4K. Now 4K, I'm going to have a little play around and see if I can use that to film the I'm not doing videos or anything like that, I've got to make it clear. But film the actual process of what I'm doing, just from the point that I'll have a massive ton of really high definition stills, you know, 60 frames per second at 4K, yeah, that I can then go back to. So the processes, I can pick exactly the right one to, you know, for demonstrating techniques. But for the final show photos, there's a corner in my studio that I'm going to set up a basic widescreen. I'm going to need this for the basing one as well, so that's easy for Dave to lay out. But I'm going to have a widescreen with proper lights and then a dedicated camera that's tethered to my laptop. Yeah, I've got to get a laptop as well, because I discovered I can't just assume I can work off systems. Yeah, I need to be able to mobile and that sort of stuff. So that's tethered to my laptop that I can take proper photos. So definitely going to need some some advice or double checking on the photo stuff, mate. Right. Right, Hughes is asking, will there be any lighting subjects in the book? Haunted houses or cottages at night, for example? I'm sorry to say there won't be. There's a couple of topics that, you know, are nice, a bit like underground terrain. Yeah, that, you know, they're nice terrain, but I've only got so many pages, yeah, and I'm already covering the breadth and more common of topics, so I don't want to shoehorn something in, yeah, because I'm going to have to sacrifice or compromise on what I think is essential and I've planned over this past year to be essential. And also, I only want to include stuff in the book if I honestly think I can do it justice in the sense of a teaching, yeah, and to sort of shoehorn. I'll tell you what we could do, because it does look like we're getting to the final, we're going to hit the full book, and there's a few pages of wiggle room. Yeah, I could certainly shoehorn the the lighting, as in the paint and that sort of stuff, into the colour theory side. Oh, sorry. Don't move that quick, Mal. Okay, night colours. Wiggle pages. That's also led me to think of something else that I could put in wiggle pages if we have the room. But I'm not going to mention it, yeah, because I'm not leading people on. But it's slightly related. But no promises. So, I can't make any promises, bud. But I'll do my best. Yeah, there won't be a tutorial on it. At best, it will be, you know, a bit of theory and a bit of, you know, a couple of example colours, and you'll just have to run with it and apply it. I mean, we have got OSL, haven't we? So I'll see what I can do with the wiggle room. including a bit in the colour theory, but I'm not making any promises because it wasn't planned as part of what I planned, guys. Right. Oh, just 1 second, guys. There's only so many hours you can do in this chair, you know what I mean? Moving forward after the... Right, this is from Sam. Okay, moving forward after the book, what would you like to do next as the terrain tutor? What other dreams, goals do you have for the channel? I don't know. I have got them. Yeah, see, that's a bit of an awkward one. Yeah, because my previous sort of dreams and goals for the channel were based very much on that old Mel. Yeah, who was quite... Let's just say he avoided things because it was he dodged the anxiety and that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't take on challenges or collaborations or big projects. You know, I was in my comfort zone in my studio doing my thing with you guys. Yeah, I mean, I've always been clear, yeah, that, you know, part of this Kickstarter, one of it is about getting a book for the community and sharing what I know. Yeah, and helping people. That's always been part of it. But, you know, there is another side to it. That side is the full book allows me to upgrade my kit rather than doing it piecemeal. Yeah, and do it in a way, you know, by engaging with people who know what they're doing and actually get my production values, yeah, of my channel up to a place where I'm not embarrassed by them. And I am embarrassed about them, to be truthful. I mean, you should see my face when I turn up with like 80 quid X demo cameras, yeah, to cons. I mean, I don't do that now. I use my second-hand, what do you call it, reasonably looking professional camera, yeah. But I'm also you know, I am conscious that my audio isn't fixed and polished yet. You know, my lighting and my images could be sharper, and I want them to be sharper. So part of this Kickstarter was always to upgrade the channel. But that's a relatively safe thing, you know, and cards on the table, it's a bit of financial security in the bank for what you call it. It's a holiday for the family, it's taking Kez away for a weekend, and it's a little bit of savings in the bank when the dust is settled and the tax bill's paid and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that I'm no longer, this family's no longer a month-to-month family, which it has been for years. Yeah, I mean, we've had good times when we've been up for a couple of months, but you guys know it's not been an easy journey. Yeah. So my dreams and what I want to do next, I hadn't really thought, I had thought about, yeah, but I thought about it in the old Mel style. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. This new Mel style it's a bit more up for it. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying, I mean, look at me. Yeah, I'm coming off a real nasty bout of what you call it, of flu. My back is in bits. It really is. And it has been since like the 3rd day of Adepticon, when I started having to go back to the room every so many hours to have a hot bath to keep me limbered up enough to go around the convention floor. I've walked easily, yeah, 70 miles in convention floor, yeah, over the course of this campaign. I've done 28 days, yeah, of 18 to 20 hour days with no more than 4 hours sleep at any one time. I think I've got 6 hours at some point. I woke up really refreshed, but I'm catnapping and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm loving it. I'm really relishing the challenge. I mean, even though my body is knackered, yeah, my brain's a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, I haven't got the energy to, you know, I haven't got the energy to do anything I don't really need to do. Yeah, I've got the energy, right, get that done, get that done, get that done. But it's a very squaddy thing. But mentally, you know, considering this Kickstarter broke me, I'm really up for it. So right now I've got 2 tasks. Do the book damn well. And I'm really up for that. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. Then the next task is upgrade the channel, and really upgrade the channel. Do it properly. Yeah. Proper graphics, that sort of stuff. Proper audio, decent pictures. Streamline my processing. The after stuff. Yeah, so it doesn't take up so much time. Yeah, I've noticed a few since I've been at Adepticon and Beasts of War of how other people do it. I watched Ash at Guerrilla Miniature Games, and he literally did the video whilst we were sitting on the bed having the chat, yeah, of our interview video. And it was like, and he didn't even go near a computer. He used it you know, his DSLR, yeah, a card transfer thing in his iPad, and he got the video up, and it was like, why am I transferring files, loading into Premiere and doing hardcore edits on my simple stuff? So my other task is to refine that. After that, what's left for the future? I don't know. Because I hadn't planned anything. I was just going to plod on. And I don't want to plod on now. Yeah. I think what I might do is take a bit of, you know, the bit of financial security, invest it a little in taking on some more studio space, and start doing workshops. I mean, I've always wanted to do workshops because I've always loved teaching, yeah. But the problem has always been, yeah, that one, you need the dedicated space, and that ain't cheap. Yeah, especially with the terrain making and the mess we're going to make and that sort of stuff. The other thing is, you know, I have the tools and the materials for me to build. You know, I don't have 8 hot wire cutters or 8 steel rulers. And so it was always a big outlay to get the equipment. Yeah, I mean, ironically, I planned out what I'd like to do workshops on. I had it in one of those bimbling nights where me and Kes were just watching a film and my brain was just doing its thing. So I think, once the dust settles and I've finished with my commitments to the book and you guys who've backed it, and I've finished my commitments to the channel, yeah, because I know 4,000 of you have got on board and made this happen, but my patrons also got me here, my subscribers got me here, my viewers got me here, so I owe them too for getting me here. So I want to fulfill my commitment to the 4K. And then I think, I'd really like to start teaching and start doing weekend workshops. Yeah. I'll look into that after in the summer. Jason Riffles, sorry, and don't forget to add, add security to protect your intellectual property and social identity. I'm assuming, you guys are having a conversation of, someone might try to nick Mel. To be honest, guys, yeah, I do run, two-factor, I run backups. I'm also, I also have this thing where I only log in to my accounts from this computer and devices I own. I don't log into them from public accounts. I have a public account that I log into if I need to log in on a mate's computer or something like that I can email stuff across. Yeah, I'm also super paranoid about malware and stuff like that because I got ripped off and I got malware on my computer and I got identity fraud in the past. It was one of the reasons I had such a bad time that led to the breakdown. Basically, someone, pretty much emptied my account because, I wasn't in the right place and I thought an email was from my bank and it wasn't. Yeah, that was a palaver. But I'm actually really sort of on board and on top of the old security thing. Yeah, so we're nailed on that count. But with regards to goals, I suppose after I've done the book, which is my priority, and the channel, which is another priority, yeah, and my obligations are met to my subscribers, my patrons, my PayPalers, and to my combat backers. Yeah, still love that. Yeah, then I'm going to look at workshops. Malware. That was a good question, actually. Dave's messaging me. Thumbs up. He's sorted. Yeah, he was out surfing. Yeah, the physical add-ons only if they have a physical book. Yeah, we've confirmed that. Right, where are we? Right, 8 more. I don't think we've moved. Okay. That's cool. I think we've gone down. That's cool as well. Right, questions. So that was Sam's question. Right, let me jump in the comments a little while. I would probably travel to Stoke for a weekend workshop. Spend effort to make creating the videos easier so you can spend more time on the train and less time assembling the videos. Yeah, Aaron, that's a big thing I've been focused on. People are saying, gives me an excuse to visit, what do you call it? Dan's screaming Melcon. I might have to fly out if you start doing workshops. I reckon weekend workshops, because there's a hotel on the Spode site. So you could literally come, you could arrive at the train station, or if you brought the car, yeah, there'd be free parking on site. There's a hotel and restaurant on site, and my studio's on site. You know what I mean? It'd be a bit like a mini Adepticon, just me and polystyrene. Right. Now you've just been listening to me rather than commenting. How do I add the add-ons on this thing? Dead simple, mate. Go into Kickstarter, go for the Manage My Pledge. Have a look before you do it which add-ons you want. They're both $7. One's a PDF, one's a physical chart. Yeah, the colour reference chart. You can only get the colour reference chart if you're already backing the book. Yeah, so we need to be shipping the book to you to be able to ship the card to you. If you just back the PDF, you can just jump on the on the basing PDF. Yeah, so go on to Kickstarter, click Manage My Pledge, and it's $7 for each of them. Just whichever ones you want, or if you want both of them, just add that to the pledge amount, but don't change your pledge level. Yeah, submit that, up your pledge, and then what you get to do is in Pledge Manager, which is something that it's the shopping cart that comes after the Kickstarter is closed on Sunday. Yeah, it'll come in I think Dave was saying early May, but we'll clarify that. Yeah, that opens up, and that's where you get to pick the add-ons you want and enter your details so we can ship them to you and all that sort of stuff. Oh. Right. Questions. I'm feeling like another half hour, to be truthful, based on my back, unless we start monstering it and we're heading to goal. We've slowed down a bit. Yeah. Oh, we've gone up a bit. We've jumped up a bit. Okay. Okay. Let's take some bets. Not bets, obviously, because that's gambling, and can't do gambling with YouTube and all that palaver. Who do you think is going to break first? Me or the stretch goal? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I will be honest with you. Mentally, I'm there. Throat's starting to feel the effect of... We've had what? We started at 7:30, just a little bit beyond 7:30, but if we say 7:30 because it's 10 past now, factor that down, say 7:30, call it 10 now. Yeah, 8, we're 2.5 hours in, so the throat is starting to feel it. Oh my God. Oh. The Kickstarter countdown has just changed from 3 days to 71 hours to go. I was not expecting that. 71 hours. That's not even a full watch got 3 day. Oh boy. Oh boy. Stretch, because you can't leave until we've hit it. I don't know if my back's going to make it. I don't know. Oh. Between my throat and my back, you see, you've got to remember, I've got another live show after this on Friday night. It's going to be at 1:30 a.m. UK time. Yeah, and I'm going to be going for quite a few hours then as well. People are still going for those add-ons. Oh. Alright, come on, let's keep doing questions. Let's not look at the 71 hours. Right, let's get back to my questions. So that was Sam's question about what next. Fulfill my commitments to this book ASAP. Yeah. After that, fulfill my commitments to upgrading the channel and streamlining how I produce content so I can produce more content. Yeah, and then after that, I'll be moving on to probably looking into doing workshops as the next big step up. You know what I mean? I might have to sort my website out as well. Yeah, and make that like a reference place to sort of reference materials and all that sort of stuff and cross-linking, because YouTube's a bit naff for that. Pray for Mel. You could pan the camera up and stand for a while if your back needs it. I could, but I can't see the screen from back there. Everyone's telling me to stand up and stretch. Alright, here's one from Jason, Ahoy Mel, do you have any advice for hobbyists who are getting started as content creators on social media? Alright then. Oh, let me pan this camera up a little bit, because I can just ramble on this one. Oh. Right, mate. This one's a little bit embarrassing, to be truthful. Yeah, because I've been successful on YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah, far more successful than a lot of people who are. There's some people far more talented than me who've done nowhere near as successfully as me on YouTube. Yeah, and it's a little bit embarrassing, to be truthful. Yeah, but that is the way it works. Now, the reason it being is, yeah, social media is a social thing. And I think it's more about what you can do, yeah? And it's more about how you can connect. Cards on the table, I've always been honest with you guys about everything. You know, I've always told you my weaknesses and when I've screwed up and that sort of stuff. And that's very human. And I haven't done that to appear very human. I've done that because, you know, I came onto the channel from a very fragile open state. And I found it's rewarding to be that way. And to be honest about, you know, where you fall short and that sort of stuff. And I think that's helped me to connect with people. Yeah? So, my advice to anyone coming onto YouTube or onto social media and wanting to get into it, there's two sorts of, shall we say, assets you can be. Yeah, you can either be a resource asset or you can be a hobby sort of blogging asset. Yeah? And the difference is, one is a simple documentation of your hobby. Whether that's just a simple show and tell, or whether that's a deep delve into how you do everything in a tutorial style. Yeah. The other flip side is the resource side. And that's where you come on and you're trying to achieve something. Whether that's giving tactical advice, painting advice, being a news site, yeah, being a community hub. But basically being an asset to the community, yeah, that isn't blogging what your own hobby is. Now, I think you have to accept that if you're going to do a hobby blog, yeah, unless you just happen to be a fantastic painter or, you know, a regular tournament winner, yeah, you're not going to have that great following. Yeah, just simply, you can understand that. Yeah. Secondly, on the flip side, with the resource sides, the same applies. Unless you are fantastic. Well, that's not true because I'm not fantastic. Okay, let me say, unless you put in a lot of bloody effort and you don't try and copy what is already out there. You see a lot of like, I see a lot of like guys starting up and they're trying to be the new beasts of war. And it's like, no, what you've got to do is figure your own paths. What special are you going to bring to the community? That's what generates engagement. I mean, obviously, if you're a talented bugger, you're going to do well. You know, it's clear. You know, it's clearly shown. But I think above all, yeah, it's about being able to engage. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of people in our hobby who are socially awkward. Yeah, and we know this. Yeah, I am, believe it or not. I've just got really better at it. But if you catch me out of terrain shooter mode, and in some situations, I really struggle. Yeah. So I think if you're the sort of person who is socially awkward and you don't like being on camera, then as you develop your asset, do voiceovers, do music and writing, yeah, but include your personality in there, in the text. Yeah, there's a great one that I saw, and it was military history visualized, I think, and he was flying, absolute flying, and what he did is he did videos on military history and stuff like that, and they were all animated with a voiceover. Yeah. And then when he hit about 100,000 subscribers, which he flew to, I mean, he flew to them. Yeah. He actually did a video where he showed himself, and he got massive kickback on it. Yeah. So find a way that works for you and just grow it gently. You know what I mean? That's my best advice. I mean, why I've been so successful in YouTube terms and in Kickstarter terms, I could only really put it down to the fact that I've genuinely, for the past 5 years, tried to help. And I think, you know, us as human beings recognise that. Do you know what I mean? And in return, you know, they've helped back, mate. So find your niche. Either decide whether you're a hobby blogger or what you want to do. But if you're going to do something, don't copy someone else. Come up with something new. Something the community needs. Yeah, if you're socially awkward, don't speak on it. Don't put your face on it. Yeah? It's technology. Clean it up in post-production. We can do that. Yeah, but be genuine about what you think. Yeah? If you're a talented git, yeah, then don't show that talent. Share that talent. I know plenty of talented gits who are on various social media who do amazing stuff, and they don't have anywhere near the support I do. Yeah, and if they started, to be perfectly honest, if they started showing people how they do it rather than just sharing what they do, I think they'd get a lot more support. So my advice to you, if you do want to grow, is don't share what you can do, show it. No, sorry, don't show what you can do, share it. But above all, just be genuine and help. Yeah, because when you look at social media and you deep delve, it is those are the people who do well. You know what I mean? Also, being a raving idiot and occasionally like letting a spray can off in your studio does help. Now I need to sit down. And then I realise if there's been a backlash to the real brutal truth of the terrain shooter. Oh, I've got a wallet. Come on. You can do this, bicycle. Row. No, that might be copyrighted as well. Genuine, that's why it's watch. It's because you're approachable, Mel. That's because... And for my snacks tonight, I'm mostly clumping KFC. Oh, I don't talk about food. Right, so I'm going to jump into the main comments so I can see everyone's. Mel has a website. Mel does have a website. I haven't updated it in years. Well, let me pull those down as well. Okay. I'm starting on YouTube. This might help. I hope it did. That's something I'll be doing with leatherwork and storytelling in a few months. Nice one, Jez. get your get your film stuff done first, bud. Mel's human, barely at the minute. If you go for dances, do you know what? That's a serious concern. Yeah, I better be able to go for dance for the final show. I don't care if I end up crippled. I am go for dance in that show. And so is Dave, so is Jace, so is Kez, and so are the kids. And so are you lot. He's more PVA than man. It's because you're approachable, Mal. Marcus is saying, highlight of my year so far, meeting you in Chicago, Mal. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, congrats on the Kickstarter, kicking ass. Thank you, buddy. But that's not down to me, that's down to you lot. Genuine, that's why I watch. Mal has a genuine heart of a God-given talent and a willingness to serve. I'm just one of those weird nutters who really get off on it. The oxytocin hit, it's great. And it's really helped me. Hey, Mark. Question on Google Docs now, please. Okay. Right, we better get back to our questions. I am being told. Right, quick check. Because I've got to. Oh, it's growing. No, it hasn't. It hasn't moved. Alright. We're not going to do stretch this show. Right, that's okay. That is okay. I'm not going to get, It's probably a good thing to be truthful. Because it could end up with one of those things where it gets dragged out. I'd end up doing a monstrously long show and I'm knackered for tomorrow. And I need to be on top tomorrow because I've only got 71 hours go. So tomorrow is the final big push. I only funded it for the dancing. I won't let you down, Jez. Oh, right. Beetle does not dance. Beetle doesn't hug, but he got one anyway, didn't he, matey? Yeah. Rusty Beetle, Sean, he's a really reserved bloke. Top bloke, met him at Adepticon, hung out with him, at the con, and went out for food with him afterwards. Absolute top bloke. But he's really reserved, one of these really reserved Americans. Yeah. Doesn't want a recognition, doesn't want that sort of thing, doesn't want any sort of like show of appreciation or support. Even I mean, he was offended by the fact that I flatly refused not to buy his taco for him. Yeah, or was it a burrito? It was lovely either way. Yeah, but he was offended that, and he insisted, and then he bought his own drink so I didn't have to buy it. Yeah, but he doesn't do hugs, he said. So I just heard he didn't have a chance. Yeah. Terrainiacs the musical. Oh God. Congrats on passing 4K backers. I know, mate. I know. Right, Google Docs. Right, I'm going to lock it off there. We've got 5 more to go. Once I've run through these, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Because to be perfectly honest, the longer I sit in this chair, the worse my back is going to get. The longer I talk, the worse this throat is going to get. And I was quite up at the start of the night. I do not want to knacker myself, going into Friday in the last push. Burrito bowls, that was it. Yes, that was it. So that was my advice on starting a YouTube channel. Just be genuine and trying to help, guys. That seems to get the best response. A Rusty Beetle, actually, here's a question from him. He's asking, when you started the channel, it was for an outlet, something to do. Did you think it would turn into a part-time job? When it did you think it would turn into a full-time job? When it did you think you'd be a published author, an international sensation? I started the channel as a way of recovering, from my breakdown. I did believe it might become a bit of an income. Just selling little bits here and there because I saw people were selling it here and there. At no point did I think it would ever become a full-time job. I mean, you've got to understand, when I started the channel, Bill and Sue at Terrainaholic, Mike at Terranscapes, Viv at Rubbish In, they were the big terrain giants. I mean, they had somewhere between 10 and perhaps 20,000 followers. And they weren't full-time at it, if you know what I mean. And I was starting off from scratch. So there was no full expectation whatsoever it would become full-time. To be truthful, at the time, it was just about get myself back on my feet, you know, physically, mentally, financially, all those sort of things. Yeah, you know, my rehab. Never did I think there was a book until long after we'd gone sort of full time. Yeah, probably a couple of months before I bumped into Dave last salute, to be truthful. An international sensation? Nah, I'm just Mel. Yeah, doesn't matter how many books I sell or how many people want to fly to do workshops with me. Yeah, I'm just Mel, mate. I'll never think I'm anything other. Ah. Right, question 25 of 28. JP, another great guy at AdeptCon. Now that your avocation is your vocation, are there days you don't want to do it because it's too much like work? Or are you... No, mate, no. Oh, let me read the question. I don't know what the word avocation means. Yeah, so apologies, but I think I've got the gist of his question. Now that your avocation is your vocation, I'm assuming avocation is what you do for pleasure because your vocation is your job. Yeah. Are there days you don't want to do it because it's too much like work? Or are you like Stan Lee, who never worked a day in his life because it's just that enjoyable? Yeah, I am definitely in the Stan Lee category. I bloody love this. I am having the time. Don't get me wrong, yeah? Go and have a look at Welcome Wargamers. Type Welcome Wargamers into YouTube and go and have a look at that first video. I have paid the price, yeah, for the past 5 years. There is no doubt about that. That was a much younger Mel, even though that was Mel coming off the back of a breakdown, yeah? But it's been a pleasure. I mean, I've had really tough days. I've had days that... Well, I always say when walking into my studio, yeah, there's days that I'm not looking forward to because I know it's going to be a long day. It's going to be monotonous because I've got lots and lots of tiny, mundane, repetitive tasks to do. Yeah, but there's never been a day I haven't wanted to work. In fact, since having the studio, yeah, there's never been a day I haven't worked. Even when I've been away camping, I've always got my notebook. I'm always thinking, and if I'm not doing and teaching and sharing and learning, I'm researching. We use the term vocation to imply your job. Yeah, but that's wrong. Yeah. My vocation is terrain. It's just, I'm lucky enough that it's how I make my living. So no, to answer it, there have been many long days and there have been many difficult days, as Jace will testify. He's been in the studio with me when the levels, and he's seen how it hits me. And there's been many late hours, yeah, as I've tried to edit up footage and not be late on deadlines and that sort of stuff. But I've never worked a day in the past 3 years at least. You know what I mean? M. Lammers is saying, oh Mel, almost 120k subs on YouTube, 4,000 backers, you are something very special. No, I'm not. I'm just the head of a community that's very special, mate. Well, I am special in a special sort of way, as Kerry keeps telling me. I'm a very special sort of person. But no, to go back to working, I love this job, guys. I slog myself out on it. Yeah. But I love it. And I think anyone who's met me at a con or something like that will know that's true. Because, I mean, it can be just marketing bollocks. You know what I mean? Putting on a face. But if anyone's watched me, Yeah, as I go up to a table. Yeah, you can't fake that. Thanks for the question, JP. Right. Right, okay. Olive is asking how to design a good map for playing. Draft on paper, software. Do you prefer? Thanks for your channel, it's amazing. Right, map-wise, if you're talking... I don't really design maps, because maps are more a D&D thing. You know what I mean? I don't really do the D&D thing that much. Yeah, with regards to designing out terrain, I don't want to go in it too much because it's in the book. Yeah, it's actually in the stretch goal that's after the one we're hitting, so you really want that. Yeah, but the basic principle is I'll sketch out a couple of ideas on paper. Yeah, and then I'll cut them full size out of a corrugated cardboard as layouts to actually put on a table and get a visual feel. But me personally, with my planning and that sort of stuff, I'm beyond actually drawing a plan and just making sure that things can fit where I need them to fit, and there's enough room for models and things to go in between things. Yeah, when I design things, I'm very much a visualizer. Yeah, I see it in my head. I can't do it on paper. Yeah, the process of doing it on paper isn't fluid enough for me. Yeah, I can see it in my head and I morph it around and that sort of stuff. And yeah, and then once quite often, yeah, once I've got what I see in my head, I'll do a rough sketch as a rough cutting guide for my phones and that sort of stuff. But beyond that, I generally don't work from a plan. I work from a picture in my head, which is why my builds often change halfway through, because my mind will change the build plan. So yeah, that's how I do it. There's a load of different mapping programs though you could use. Yeah, just deep delve on the DM stuff, the D&D stuff sites. They've got loads of resources for map building. Right, still Rusty Beetle. Any plans to donate any of the money proceeds, retail, not the Kickstarter, to help for heroes? No. What's happening is the charity sort of side of this, because there's always a charity side with me. Yeah, and I've got to be clear for legal purposes that this is nothing to do with Dave Taylor Miniatures, and this is nothing to do with this Kickstarter campaign. This is something I'm doing with the builds from the book after the book has been finished at my side. Yeah, I've got to say that because when you start doing charity stuff with Kickstarter, you get a whole load more legals. So there is a charity element to this whole thing, but it's got nothing to do with the actual Kickstarter, and it's got nothing to do with Dave Taylor Miniatures. But once I've finished the book, what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a series of builds that I've made for the book, you know, for the build sections. The plan is to either raffle or auction or turn those into some way of generating money for a charity called All Call Signs. Now, actually, they're not a charity; they're a private company. Yeah, basically they do veteran mental health support. The reason they're not a charity is in the UK, our charity laws sort of prohibit, charities from being a bit political. And the guys behind All Call Signs are doing a massive political push and lobbying government and political parties to have a change in the law to make coroners have to record, suicides if it was a military veteran. Yeah, the argument being that there's no current there's no current recording of how many military veterans commit suicide, and if we can get a recorded number, in the official coroner statistics of veteran suicides, then the government and the powers that be can't shy away from dealing with the problem. So basically, All Call Signs is they do charitable work, but they're a private company. So that they don't have the political restrictions that are placed on charities, because they're pushing for a change in the law to record military suicides. And I've had a brief chat with Lee, who's the head guy there, and as far as I'm aware, they'll be going for charitable status once that's in place. But right now they're on mission. They're all ex-forces. Now they do a couple of things, that are really good. One, they're lobbying government. Two, they do a peer-to-peer chat app, Yeah, so it's manned by military veterans, and it's for military veterans or active service personnel who want to talk to someone. Yeah, the idea being that, yeah, there's plenty of places you can talk to as a veteran or active service, yeah, about mental health. But none of those places really understand life in the military. And so the idea is a peer-to-peer chat app, yeah, that lads can just jump on the phone, get on if they need to chat, and they're chatting with a veteran who understands the pressures and the life they're living with relation to mental health. One of the things that All Call Signs wants to do is get to the stage where they can fund a full-time 24/7 mental health professional, yeah, like a mental health nurse or a counsellor, that, you know, the veterans on the chat app can escalate chats up to if they think the guy on the other end needs some serious help. The other thing that they do is beacon alert. And what they do is, because obviously they're tied into, you know, I think there's a fair few, I think there's 4. So I don't actually know, yeah, but there's thousands of veterans on this chat app, and they do this beacon alert thing. So if a veteran with mental health problems, you know, goes missing and the police put out, you know, a missing persons request, yeah, All Call Signs puts out a beacon alert for that person to all the veterans in the general area, yeah. I always get a bit choked up at this. Yeah, they boot up and they get out onto the field and go looking for him. And then the All Call Signs through the app sort of coordinate which woods and stuff have been checked for this missing veteran. They fire that back to All Call Signs, and he relates it to the police, so they know, right, we've checked these woods, we've checked this canal from here to here, you know, we've got guys going up to such and such. And they do that until they find the guy. So, All Call Signs is lobbying for a change in law for recognition of military suicides. They do a peer-to-peer chat app with the intention of supporting that with a full-time mental health professional. And then on top of that, they actually get boots on the ground to find guys when they go missing, when they're not in the right mental state. So they're my channel charity. I've adopted them. Yeah, and so what I'll be doing is the builds afterwards, which are nothing to do with the Kickstarter or Dave Taylor miniatures. Yeah, I'll be either auctioning them, selling them, raffling them, doing whatever to raise money for those guys. Oh, right. Last question, and then I am going to call it, guys. Probably not Rusted Beetle. Genuine question. Do you feel guilty for being successful? Yes. It's been very easy, yeah, to stay humble, because I don't like bragging or anything like that. It's awkward. I find it awkward to talk about success. And it's really difficult when the success has been so great. You know, I talk about the numbers, you know, not so much the backers, but the financial numbers in hushed tones, because it's just, how do you know what I mean? But now it has been so successful, how do you feel about living up to the expectations that will follow after the Kickstarter? Do you know what? The old Mel before this Kickstarter, it would have probably broken him. You know what I mean? The expectations and the commitment put on his shoulders. This Mel, I'm well up for this. I am well up for this. I can't wait to write this book. And the basing, what do you call it, PDF. Yeah, I'm really well up for it. So yeah, that's where we are right now, buddy. Right, guys, that is the last of my questions. I'm going to do one quick check because we are not going to hit stretch this show. Yeah, it will be you guys who carry us through the night who do that. Right, let's have a look. We are on 4,014, what do you call it, combat backers of various classes, from class 3 to master backer with ribbons. We are just shy of $1,600 from stretch goals, which means at the rate you guys have been doing it, we're going to hit it tonight, and I'll miss another one, shouting another one out, and I'll have to scramble first thing, bleary-eyed, to get my update out on Facebook. That's brilliant. Right, guys, Let it be known that Mel broke before the stretch goal did. Mel did not break. Mel took a tactical retreat so he doesn't break before the actual final battle. Actually, I've had a cracking night, to be perfectly honest, guys. I know I'm a bit fatigued and everything like that, and a bit, you know, sniffly, and the back's in bits. But it's been a good chatting with you. Yeah, it genuinely has. Right, next stream, okay? I will be streaming tomorrow night, technically Saturday. Yeah, I'll be streaming at 1:30 AM UK time. I think that runs pretty much somewhere between 5 on the on the west coast and sort of 7 or 8 on the east coast. I'm not 100% sure, but the details are down below, and I'll be scheduling that show shortly after this one. Okay, so you'll be able to visit the channel and it'll be up there for you. Yeah. Mel's name is now up there with Garrick, Scrubby, Featherstone, Jackson, Priestley. I don't think I'm up there with Priestley, dude, or Garrick's. And right, I'm going to call it. Right, guys, thanks for an awesome adventure so far. It's time for Mel to do a bit more admin, wait for his missus come back, give her a hug, yeah, and we'll take it from there. Catch you later, folks. All the best. Ta.